Last session, as the group returns to Grawl, they notice Cirrus airships circling around as if searching for something. Opting to keep hidden, they make their way to Ahmad's house more stealthily. Once there, he is thrilled to have his bag back, thanking them. He prepares a potion for the party to drink and sets up a dive into his dream. When they get there, they are separated from Ahmad and begin navigating a maze. After a few teleportation traps, they find themselves in the center of the maze where a heavy stone door bars their way. Pushing it open, inside a beautiful woman stands waiting. She explains she is the cause of Ahmad's lack of sleep, hoping to kill him eventually. He had left her at the altar, and this is her revenge. Both Errol and Aurelio bargain to end Ahmad in exchange for her teleporting them instead of him. Finding no reason to go out of her way when Ahmad is near death, she refuses, and the other party members also refuse to aid in killing Ahmad. This starts a fight where she transforms into a golden dragon. With a breath of fire, she deals a mighty blow to the party, but they all retaliate with massive force. Aurelio ends up riding her back and clawing into her, while Elijah and Trevor keep her in the corner, allowing Errol and Molly to blast her from a distance. Eventually, she manages to use a sleep breath attack to put Molly and Trevor to sleep, but that is not enough to stop the onslaught. When she is finally brought low, the dream ends and the party wakes up the next morning fully rested. Ahmad, very grateful for the help, and unaware his life was being bargained for, was more than hospitable to the group, making them coffee, providing breakfast, even giving Aurelio his special acid, as well as teaching him how to distill potions so they may be more concentrated. When it comes time to teleport to Port Arbus, he mentions Mimi will need to hide. Aurelio and Mimi separate from the group to discuss how to hide him. Eventually, they decide to put Mimi into his bag of holding, unaware that Mimi also carries bags of holding. When the bags collide, the explosion destroys everything and Mimi is sucked into the astral sea. The possibility of a decision to save Mimi over Errol is made until Aurelio reverses time using Continuum's hourglass. Instead, Mimi is shown a mechanical worker from Ahmad and disguises himself as that for the time being. Ahmad provides fake badges to get past Lancaster's security and uses his circle to teleport them to Port Arbus. And Port Arbus. It is a city well organized and segregated. To its west flank lies the mouth of its vast port, where at least 100 docks line the edges like nautical teeth, devouring all the goods and business that enter within. Ships come and go like waves, and so many enter these famous docks it requires brisk and tactful direction so as to avoid daily collisions. At least half of the docks belong to the incomparable naval fleet of the city. It is well known throughout the world that Port Arbus harbors the best sailors and ships. Near to the port is the foreign quarter, where there are inns and restaurants serving the freshest seafood imaginable. It caters to the wealthy and the poor, with fine wine served in one restaurant and cheap ale in another. The inns, too, mimic this mentality, and some can cost so much for a night that it would appear to be expensive just for the sake of maintaining the receipt and holding the prestige of how much you could spend on a single room for a single night. Other less noble inns would be considered a bargain for how little may be spent. Beyond the foreign quarter lies the common quarter, wherein the majority of its people lie. It is also the biggest quarter of the city. Most of the business run from here is trading corporations, mercantile businesses, and other various imports and exports. Port Arbus is one of the only cities with no native exports, and 90% of its capital merely comes from good business practice. The other 10% comes from the leasing of their ships and use of their captains, who can endure and navigate the harshest waters no matter what part of the world they're in. Surrounding the massive castle is the noble quarter, where all the king's family and other various noble families live. It is glorious and beautiful, and the common public is not allowed to enter. There is a gated walkway lined with frightening guards that leads to the castle through the noble quarter, and otherwise it may only be entered from the castle side. Unlike most cities, The nobility here actually provide for the citizens. Instead of worthless taskmasters who think themselves better than everyone below them, the nobility of Port Arbis are the sole reason the city still stands. Amazing diplomats and even more amazing bureaucrats line its committee's chairs. But when you step out of the building to Port Arbis, you find that you are getting rained on. As the seasons have shifted to fall. And what would you all like to do? Well, I guess Aurelio, Molly for the moment. What would you two like to do?
I think Aurelio's first priority was definitely figuring out this lawyer situation for Errol. So that has been like my plan all along, coming to the city, and really the only reason I've come back to Port Arbis at this point in time. Like, he's not ready to face his personal demons quite yet, but yeah, I suppose if you're looking over at him, he's just, in his, kind of beastly form and just shaking his fur at the rain. Not really digging it. Not really digging being here.
Yeah, I think Molly will probably look over to you, and you're going to notice that she kind of tucks her mechanical arm into the jacket to kind of get it out of the rain. And she's just going to say, "Well, I'm following your lead here, so..."
I think with the dichotomy of Aurelio's hesitation to be here, and then you see in the not too far, Pearl kind of runs out and absorbs the rain, and she's like, "I love this city!" As the rain starts falling on her, and Willow kind of laughs and seems to splash around her and with some puddles as Carter sort of keeps an eye on them while you two talk.
Potentially I've got a place that we can hang out and lay low, but I don't know if I really want to go back there, and though I have the deed, it's been a fucking 100 years. I don't know if anybody else has moved in.
While you're talking, Trevor will look over and be like, "Well, I do have some reports and paperwork and all kinds of things I need to catch up on from my time away, so I think if you could give me the address, I will catch up in a little bit, and I will talk to my brother about helping Errol as well."
I'll give him just a kind of jackass casual salute.
Yeah. And I assume you give him where the place is that you're thinking of?
Yeah, I give him the address.
Yeah. So he writes it in his notebook and kind of gives you a half-ass salute back and walks off into the rain. Oh, and Mimi, as his robotic form too, kind of just seems to be watching and listening to the rain fall on his metal hand as you guys are talking.
I mean, I don't suppose... What do you think? Should we ask Mimi to shift back into the wagon yet, or should we wait until we've got ourselves a little bit more undercover?
I'd say probably a little bit more cover. What time of day is it? Is it just afternoon, or?
No, it'd be morning. This is after you guys had breakfast with Ahmad, that you guys stepped out into this portal, so it's probably a late morning considering how wonky your dream night was. You probably slept in a little more than normal, but still morning.
Yeah. So I think
Aurelio's looking over at the statue of Mimi, and he's like, "So do you want to carry that thing then, or?"
That's a good point. Well, I mean, as long as maybe one of us can make enough of a distraction that he isn't too noticed.
I'm trying to think this out. Maybe if we do a little bit more of a simple wagon, and then Willow could shift into a horse, and we could just kind of play it off that way.
Yeah, I like that.
Willow, come here.
What? He runs over. What's up?
I think you could turn into a horse for a little while.
Sure. Just a horse, right?
Just a horse, and I like wink at him.
Okay. And he turns into a little white pony.
I double check for a horn, just in case.
No horn. So, Molly, for some reason, Aurelio kind of moves the mane off the top of his head.
It looks like I'm just petting him. That's it. I'll even roll a sleight of hand if you need me to.
No, that's fine. That's good enough. You can pretend to pet him. You just shake his head and whinny happily.
And then I'll go over to Mimi and kind of ask for the same. So say, Mimi, can you maybe shift into a more simple wagon, and I'll kind of describe like the more simple like farm wagon that I'm looking for, like 4 wheels and something that we can like kind of ride up on the front on.
But looking back and forth, you're not in the most like busy spot, but there are people like a little around, and because he is a mechanical robot at the moment, that does draw some attention, so some people are curiously looking look at that.
I'll burn a pass without a trace too if it makes this a little bit easier for him to stealth and stay undercover, because like I said, I'm trying to keep a rather low profile.
Yeah. So do that, and I'll have him roll a stealth. It's a good thing you did, because he rolled real bad for some reason. And he's so good at stealth. I don't know. Roll20, I think, just hates it. If I have something I'm proficient in, or an NPC's proficient in, I'm gonna roll like crap. I don't know why. But with your pass without a trace, he does manage to sneak off a little bit, and like probably around the building that you guys came out of, to the side a little, and between that and your help, he can definitely shift over into a wagon. He still has to be a large wagon. Like he's got to be big. That's his one thing. He can't be small anymore. But at least it can look like, something where you just recently had farming equipment in it or something.
Totally. And I mean, if anything, we can like let Carter and Pearl ride in the back.
Oh, yeah. Which Carter will gladly climb on to get off of his feet, and Pearl stands in, still outstretched, loving the rain.
And then I suppose did Trevor and I kind of give Errol our directions to the lawyer?
I know Trevor wanted him to meet his brother as one of the options, so we'll do that when Jay's back. And then you had a specific lawyer that you wanted him to talk to, that you kind of knew, the Saul Goodman of Port Arbis, basically. So
I also potentially wanted to still maybe talk to him about some custody stuff.
Of course. So we can have that where you guys are starting to head towards, which in this case will be Saul Rightman instead of Saul Goodman. Momo, you can't be in my way, buddy.
Well, Molly, I guess, did you want to stop at the lawyer's office first, or did you want to try and maybe settle up in a place to like figure out our place situation first?
I'm good to just go straight to the lawyers. I'd also just kind of like to take a look around Port Arbis, and I've never been here before, so.
All right.
I think Molly in particular, while they're walking around, is looking out for a post office. So.
Yeah, of course. Make me a general perception check for that. Sorry.
I think Aurelio will keep his pass without a trace up and just also try and, like, while everybody else is riding on the cart, just kind of drop back a little bit and stay within the shadows.
Make your stealth roll. You have to think for a minute. Who was Aurelio? He was part of the party, wasn't he? All right, and Molly, you don't necessarily on the way see a post office specifically, but you do notice some runners with that sort of, they have like a sash that marks them as postal workers, you know, running around with a bag of parcels. So I don't know if you wanted to grab one to talk to them or if you just make note and move on.
I think for now she just kind of makes note of it, and if any of them seem to be maybe heading back a certain direction, like maybe it's an empty bag, like they've already ran and delivered what they're delivering, they're going back to the post office. She's just trying to kind of keep up with where that might be.
General direction. Yeah, I mean, I'd say with a 23, you definitely would get that. One particular person had an empty bag and they seem to be jogging, less running now that he's not having to rush to deliver packages and just sort of hopping over. Like, it seems like he's going towards more closer to the port areas.
Okay.
And with that, as you guys make your way through, Aurelio, you stirring some memories of where to even go to get to Saul Rightman. You eventually, yeah, I mean, you basically, I'll say Atlas. At some point, you had left the safety of your nobility to explore the lower cities below and see how your citizens are doing, and you're really curious about how everyone is, you know, managing in the city that you and many of the other nobles care for, right? And you do see a very quirky, like, sort of group of people. An Owlin, which is, you know, they're kind of not far outside the city, but it's very rare they come into the city. Two Owlins, actually, and you would see a little 16-year-old girl, Water Genasi, who's just loving the rain. This white pony pulling a wagon, which is a little odd because a pony pulling a wagon of this size seems like it should be more of a struggle than it is, but this pony's just like sauntering along like nothing's wrong. And Molly, her arm is hidden, but you know, she's got this white hair and she would look wild too. And then who else do you see? The Tabaxi, Elijah. He would also be there next to a female Owlin that he's kind of snuggling into her feathers and making her giggle and laugh.
Is Molly human or like elvish?
She's human.
Yeah, she's human.
She's human. Does the cart look expensive?
Mid. Not too expensive, not too cheap.
Okay. I think that Altus is doing... Also, Altus, not
Altus.
Atlas.
Sorry.
Altus Didnieva. I think that Altus is doing what he often does, which is he is standing in the middle of the street playing a trumpet at full volume. And I think, like, is standing directly in the way of where your wagon needs to go and playing... and waves, I think, at the Water Genasi girl and, like, gives her a wink.
She waves back, hi!
He's a 8-foot tall, sky blue skinned Goliath. Not, like, crazy jacked, like, the stereotype, but he's still a Goliath, so he's, like, pretty buff looking. And he has, like, what appears to be a tattoo, like a gold outline of a dragon with the head like on his neck, and then he of course has white hair that's like a cloud that sort of like shifts around at his will. And I'm just blaring music standing in the middle of the street so that their cart can't move.
And I think because you're playing music, some of the crowd sort of gathered around and they were doing like claps to the beat and what have you.
Yes.
Like they were definitely enjoying it. And when you waved in at her, she kind of stopped and waved back. Hi, wow, you look so cool. I've never seen anything like that. And she leans over on the cart like to get closer to you. Like, what are you?
What are you? You are beautiful.
She smiles. Thanks. I'm a water genasi.
Yes, I thought so. See, I am related to the clouds, so we have some deep ancestors in common.
Cool. Can I touch your hair?
Yes, please. I bend like 3 feet down. Yeah.
It helps she's on the cart, so, she runs her hands through your cloudy hair, and the pony kind of not too happy.
That pony is exceedingly strong to carry such a strange group of people. I sort of glance over all of you.
Molly, I think that in your head, just you hear Aurelio's voice. Just, are you guys in trouble? Do we need? What's going on? Just slightly from the you don't know where exactly that a voice is coming from, but you hear it in your head, and you get the feeling that you can respond.
I think Molly will just respond in her head and just say, I think we're all right. I think someone's just trying to sell us something.
I'll keep an eye on it, then.
I'll look at the group of people. Hello, my name is Altus Ditnieva. I can tell you are travelers. Is there anything I can help you with? Welcome to Port Arvis.
We're looking for a lawyer.
For a lawyer? Interesting. For what?
She is about to open her mouth, and then this human guy, which you barely even notice with all of these strange people on kind of puts a hand on her shoulder. Molly, remember we talked about sharing people's pasts without their permission. Perhaps we should let Errol answer.
Something sexy and secret about someone's past, eh? That sounds juicy. Don't worry, you do not have to tell me, but I am acquainted with many of the bureaucrats in the city if you're looking for sort of a shortcut.
I can totally just imagine Errol over there just blushing, just knowing how he is and hearing his sexy secret. He's just bright fucking red, or you see his feathers ruffle a little.
So the male owlin kind of shifts uncomfortably, and he's like, "Oh, I'm the one that needs help, but I don't know if we need much for sexy lawyers."
I could be your sexy lawyer.
He just goes so red and backs off a little
This is an incredible crowd.
What was that?
Just, are you Olivia?
Yeah, right. Olivia's a character they met before. That'll make sense to you at some point.
Yeah.
But anyway, he goes so red and backs off, and the tabaxi guy is kind of probably not a bad idea for Errol, no? Get them to relax a little.
Whoa.
I think Molly's just going to clear her throat and try to rein it back in a little bit and say, I think we've already got a couple options for lawyers, so I think we're all right. But, if you could point me in the direction of the local post office, that'd be mighty kind of you.
Oh, a post office. Who are you trying to contact? I could be a post office. I can speak to people over great distances, so if you need to talk to someone right now, I can simply do it for you.
This is more like I got a package I need to deliver to someone.
All right. I assume I know the direction to a post office.
I would say in this case I'd have you roll a history with advantage because you're from here, but I would say a post office in the more common area might not be a place you go very often. You probably have your own special nobility post office.
Well, I have expertise in history, so let's see how this goes. 29 to find a post office.
You're like, oh yes, one time it was fun. I came down here and I mailed a letter through this one simple post office. It was glory.
That's right. I mostly speak to people through the clouds, but if you want to send a letter, I know a place.
Also, Molly is 100% lying when she's saying that she has a package to deliver, so I don't know if you want me to roll a deception check for that.
I think that'd be up to Altus if he wants to insight that.
I don't think Altus particularly cares if you're lying or not. And he's not deeply insightful and suspicious of people. He's just like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just making banter. Alright, well, I can take you to the post office, but I'm going to need something in return.
Molly definitely raises an eyebrow at that, but doesn't say anything.
What is the name of the lawyer you are going to see? I promise my intentions are pure.
I think Aurelio would have told you because he did want to fall back into the shadows, and that was kind of part of his plan. So he would have told you that this guy's name was Saul Rightman.
Okay. I don't know how I already forgot that. Anyways, yeah, Molly will just look to you and say, I believe it was Saul Rightman.
Oh my goodness. DM, on the 29 history check I just made, is this a lawyer they should be going to see, or is this a horrible scam artist?
Yeah, you know Saul. He's the type of lawyer that, honestly, the nobility kind of hate, because he finds the loopholes in laws, and he has oftentimes gotten criminals out of jail time or other things because he's found a way to make them innocent,
Sure.
by word of law. So most of the nobles that care anyway, and since you're down here with the people, I imagine your family cares. They probably hate him, and he's, anytime if there's anything that you've ever had to get involved with law and he was involved, it was always an eye roll and a groan, like, here we go.
Got it. Okay, so it sounds like he's very good.
Yeah,
he's a very good lawyer.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, what does Aurelio look like? Is he an Owlin?
Technically, you have not seen.
I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh shit, you are going to see Saul Rightman. He is probably the best lawyer in the city. Do you have an in with him? Because I'm extremely good at forging documentation if you need to skip to the head of a line.
As far as I know, we do. It's not actually me that knows him or needs him, so I'm kind of just along for the ride.
Interesting.
Pipe up a little, like, I think we can get in to see him. We have a connection, but thank you for your help. He's kind of trying to dismiss you, but then Pearl's like, hey, you want to join us? Maybe you can help us go there, tour the city? That'd be awesome. And plus, I want to hear more about where you're from.
I would be so happy to be your tour guide. Genuinely, I am just so fucking bored. I don't have anything to do. I have so much money. I don't have to work, so I don't have a job. I don't got shit going on, so I'm just gonna hop in the wagon.
Awesome! If you want to give me money, you totally can.
I give her 5 gold.
She'll take it.
Here.
Molly's trying to time it as almost as soon as he's about to set foot on the wagon, and just kind of loudly to everyone be like, yeah, we can always use more best friends. Cause she's looking really nervous.
Oh, also, no one introduced themselves. I'm Altus. What's your name?
On Molly's note, I think Aurelio will quickly message to Mimi, just, maybe don't eat this one. He might be a best friend too.
Mimi replies, I would never. He could be a good customer.
Perfect. We're on the same page.
I think when you go to introduce yourself, Molly will go to shake your hand, but it's a mechanical arm because she's lost the real one, and just say, well, I'm Molly.
Holy shit, arm wrestle.
Alright.
I'd like you two to make opposing athletics checks.
Great.
Not actually good at this.
I have expertise, but I did roll a nat 1.
Yes.
So, yeah, Molly, how quickly do you want to embarrass him?
Oh, very.
Okay.
Very quickly.
Instantly, she just slams your hand down.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. You know, I can make myself bigger, and I didn't do that because I didn't want to cheat. But now I'm scared of you.
I think she'll just gesture at the arm and be like, well, I knew a good artificer, so.
Whoa. Cool. Are you rich as well?
No.
All right. Also, what's up with that horse? How is such a tiny horse carrying like 6 people?
I'm Willow, the horse says.
Holy God! Hi, Willow. I'm Altus. I'm also very strong. I guess that was
horse...
just proven incorrect, but...
Yeah, you're not as strong as me, the horse says, looking back at you, and then begrudgingly starts moving forward.
Okay, me and this horse going to arm wrestle. Yes, hello, Pearl. We are cousins, Cousin Pearl.
Ooh, I like that. I haven't met any other... Well, I've only met Water Genasi humans, and then now I've met a halfling, and I've met Tabaxi, she points at Elijah, and I met Owlins, she points at those two. Who else is on this carriage? That's it, I think.
She probably says something along the lines of, whatever Aurelio is.
She said halfling. But I would say Altus, you don't see a halfling on this wagon when she said that. She probably also did
she was just talking about someone she met.
Yeah. She probably also did a vague gesture around, but that doesn't necessarily mean, because they're here, you know? But otherwise, she's like, and now, well, you, so this is awesome. Hey, have any cultists...
We're like a brochure for a liberal arts college.
Have any cultists tried to kill you?
Yes, all the time. Forever.
Wow, okay.
Have cultists tried to kill you? I turn and look directly at Molly for a reaction.
There's not one.
Yeah, actually, they have. Well, at least tried to abduct me. But that's why... I think it was Cthulhu?
Do I know what that is?
Make me... What would that be? I feel like religion or history. I'd take either.
Okay, I will do history.
I'm also gonna roll that.
Sure, roll that. 14 and 16, that's enough for you guys to know at least enough. Basically, Cthulhu is what you would think Cthulhu. It's like this water demon deity thing in the ocean, and their cult isn't exactly huge or widely, like, spread, but it's known enough that periodically they've stirred trouble up in some places, and Port Arbus too. Altus has had to deal with it from time to time and snuff that shit out occasionally.
Oh yes, I think I drowned one of them.
You drowned one? That's hilarious, considering, the water and all.
Quick question for Molly. Were you there for the conversation of the pissed off gods?
I don't think so.
I don't think she was,
okay. No. Never mind then. Don't worry about it.
I think you see a reaction from Molly after they talk about what cult had kidnapped them, and then she kind of makes eye contact with you, and she's just like, to be honest, I also have just known them a couple days, so this is news to me too.
Oh. Are you a theater company, or what is this? A circus? What's going on here?
You could call it a circus.
In your head, Altus, you'll just hear from the shadows, well, me and the bird guy have been in a play before.
And Errol just looks so... Oh, no, wait, he didn't hear that. Never mind.
What the fuck was that? We are being attacked. I am being assaulted psychically.
What happened?
There was a voice in my head. Someone said they were in a play. It's a trick.
Carter will just be like, one of our other team members tends to hide and do that sort of thing from time to time. It's creepy, but you get used to it over time.
I'm gonna have my eyes roll back in my head, and like a little bit of fog is gonna come out of my mouth, and I'm gonna use a third level spell slot to cast Sending, because I can't see this voice that was in my head. But I am now familiar, I assume. And I'm going to say, voice in my head, what is it you want from me? You will not get it. Or maybe you will.
Real quick.
I mean, you mentioned a theater troupe. I'd be interested in maybe performing another play.
Holy shit, the ghost of an actor. Okay, hey Birdman.
House rule of Sending that I've made, the third level will get you a minute's conversation instead of just one back and forth. Any level higher gets you an extra minute, because I think just one fucking line back and forth is kind of crap, personally, but
love that.
Yeah, so you can continue to talk to him for a minute.
And real quick correction, I think I would have said pigeon instead of Birdman.
Oh yeah, pigeon.
Is there a pigeon around here? The god of theater is telling me to speak to the pigeons.
Oh, that would be me. You see the male Owlin lift his hand up.
Whoa. Is that like a slur? I apologize. I was told to say that.
No, it's like a nickname, a term of endearment, I think, at this point.
You could tell me your name.
Oh.
If you prefer to go by your name.
Right, that's Errol.
Hello, Errol.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Who is your invisible friend? And why are they so shy?
That would be
Are they unbearably hot?
I think that would be a matter of opinion. His name's Aurelio. He's often in the shadows. It's just safer to have it that way.
I think too, with your 29 history, I don't know how old is your character? Or they just very well studied in Port Arbus history?
I think very well studied, and he's like 30, somewhere around there.
So you might have heard a story about a criminal maybe 150 years ago that tried to rise above his station and his family got murdered. And so you'd probably recognize that name Aurelio, especially with an almost 30 fucking history roll.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it might also make sense why he's hiding because of that too.
Oh my god. That guy, he's an orphan. He doesn't have to hide. It's been so long. I think it would be okay if you were seen. But also stay hidden if you like.
Yeah, that's not very long if you're dealing with vampires. Or dampiers. Which is Strix?
Oh, he's full vampire.
Yeah, I would have said vampires then.
Yeah. I don't think anything else can make a dampier. I think they have to be a full vampire to do it. So.
Whoa. Is there a vampire in the city?
Not that you know of, no.
Ooh. Wow, holy cow. I was just playing my trumpet and kind of being an asshole in the middle of the street, and you guys are just full of secrets. This is great.
Well, you said you didn't want to be bored, Elijah. The Tabaxi will say. My name is Elijah, by the way.
Hello, Elijah. What kind of tabaxi is he? Is he cheetah, calico, tuxie, lion?
Yeah. He's orange furred, and I will pull up his
crazy
picture for you.
Oh yeah, Molly, if you've got that picture of you, you should also post that in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Show me to me.
Eventually, we are going to have, I have a friend who's doing the artwork for the players. And so we'll get a little farther away from AI art, but for now,
Yeah.
there's Elijah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so like tigery.
Yeah. And then this is Errol. And here's Pearl. Just a flood of pictures now.
Cute.
And then who else? Oh, Iris. The other Owlin, who's just like, I'm Iris, by the way. And then I think that's...
That me.
Ooh.
And then
Hell yeah.
when Willow isn't a horse anymore, that's Willow.
Well,
He's a boy.
rad.
And then we'll show you Aurelio when he emerges.
Sweet.
Honestly, it probably won't be until we get to Saul's, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Depending on how this journey goes from A to B, you know.
Alright. After all of that, forgot what was last said. Oh yeah, Elijah said something along the lines of, at least you won't be bored, and then introduced himself. And then Iris also was like, I'm Iris.
Yeah. I think I pull out my harp. Oh wait, I'm sorry, are you trying to be discreet? I'm not great at that. I was about to start playing music very loudly as we travel.
I don't think anything wrong with that. It's more Aurelio who needs to be hidden in the shadows. I would love to hear
That's
your harp
right.
playing.
Cool, I take out a harp, and I use this mage hand that's just like a cloud to like barely pluck the strings, so
That's
it's like
awesome.
the lightest, softest harp music you've ever heard.
That's awesome, and ironic the music just changed to a harp right then.
Yeah!
It's meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So you guys travel along with this gorgeous harp music playing. I guess roll me a performance. We should keep this D&D after all.
Oh god. So nervous. What if it's bad? Okay, 21.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You definitely a lot of maidens swoon as you pass by with your beautiful music, and
That's right, maidens.
eventually you make it over to this it's like a business building kind of area. There's all kinds of different businesses, and Saul's office is one of them. You do see a big sign over the door, Saul Rightman, and it does have like some people. It's not like they're out the door lined up or anything for him, but it is like they've got some flow of people in and out as you guys pull up.
I think Aurelio would probably emerge out of the shadows then and just kind of wave to the rest of the group and like motion in and just walk into the doorway.
What do you look like?
You would see a little bit over 13 feet tall, panther-looking tabaxi, which is what he's trying to pass as right now.
He would have scars down his neck, like he got clawed by some big monstrous thing.
Whoa. Can I investigate his appearance? This is maybe the only time I've seen someone taller than me.
Oh yeah. I always imagine investigating is more like getting your hands on it and stuff. Are you going to suddenly invade his space? And
No.
I'd do a perception otherwise.
Oh no. I was trying to see if this is an illusion.
Well, I guess you could, like, maybe when he's walking in, you kind of do one of these and then hit his head.
I rolled a 16 plus, if it's perception, it's a 19, If it's investigation, it's 22. I don't think Althus is super intelligent enough to immediately go, is this an illusion spell? But he also uses illusions, so I think he's just like, what do you mean a 13-foot tall panther? What?
Yeah, that's fair.
You would feel real fur, and as you feel like as one hand just kind of reaches forward and touches me, you hear a growl from behind you, and as you kind of like look back, you see another panther,
regular
just
panther
behind you, just lurking, and then it will just kind of scurry over towards me and just kind of come inside with me as well.
I think I like grin and blush, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've never felt small before.
Well, in this party, it seems like there's plenty to be small and big. As Elijah starts heading in. And you guys all enter, especially Errol, because this is kind of for him, so he definitely enters. I think Carter stays outside with the kids, and Mimi, who, actually with your perception, I'd say as you go in, Altus, you would hear another, like, voice whispering to them. Not exactly quite what, but there's another that you have yet to see.
What the fuck is happening? You people are all filthy liars.
And the wagon seems to wobble a little, and you enter the building awkwardly. And inside, it is what you would expect a lawyer like this to be. He has, it's small, but it's got decent chairs, decent place to sit, and some, like, one of those big-haired and, women, like, female receptions where she's, like, clipping her nails and chewing some gum, that kind of style. And as someone's, like, going over, like, what their problem in case is, and she's just, like, I don't know, like, it's something about, and then they stole my plant! My potted plant! Do you know how long it took me to grow that? Yeah, alright, well, fill this form out, and, once you're done, we'll see if you'll see ya. And she goes back to her nails, and I swear. And this person goes off to the side. Next! And as you guys go up, Aurelio, do you try to take the lead, or do you want Errol to take the lead on this one?
I think I'll take the lead here, and I think as I approach, I'm just going to reach over across the counter and I'm going to hand her this fucking ancient business card. Like, this is Saul, like, one of Saul Goodman's, or not Goodman's, Rightman's, just, like, first business cards that he used to pass around, and it's got, like, not like a little VIP thing across the back, but it's like it's like the gold or like the premier club
gold membership
of lawyers,
Oh, yeah.
And I'll just kind of slide that across the counter, and I'll just be like, we need to see Saul.
She just eyes it, and there's, like, a moment of confusion as she picks it up, and, like... But it's, like, she seems to have enough recognition to know, like, a gold card, but clearly it's changed since it was yours. So there's this, like... stay here a minute. And she heads off into the back. And after a few minutes, she comes back out, hands you the card. He'll see ya. And kind of just waves you in. Are all of you going?
I think for this one, it's just me, and I'll point to Errol, if you guys don't mind maybe sitting this one out.
Of course.
Yeah, I think Molly might kind of post up by the door, like the ones that you guys are going in, just to, if she hears anything that she seems to think is alarming, that she might go in there.
Fair enough.
Before you walk in, I'm going to look at you and say, I am a literal stranger, so I'm not going to walk into your appointment with your lawyer And I will say you are a 13-foot-tall ripped panther, so I don't think you need my help, but good luck. And I'm going to wink at you and give you a D10 of Bardic Inspiration. Just in case, I don't know.
He will wink right back at you and just be like, thank you. Just like head right on in. Just probably dragging Errol along because Errol is really the one who probably needs the inspiration, but it's okay. I'll take it.
So Errol goes in with you. I think Elijah kind of takes Iris outside again, and they just kind of hang out by the overhang out of the rain, but together out there to... Elijah always watching, and also kind of wanting to keep an eye out on the kids in the wagon. Sorry, go.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, actually, with that, let's start with Aurelio and Errol in the room. So,
I think as soon as we go into the room or like kind of around the corner, I'm going to take my natural form and shift back down into a halfling, but I want to kind of do it out of the line of sight of everybody else. That way I'm in a more familiar form for meeting this old friend instead of looking completely fucking different.
Yeah, he won't recognize you otherwise, so yeah. Obviously Molly will see that since she said she was going to post in the door out there, but the rest, like, it'll be like a hall that curves around, you know, so you can easily do that away from the new eyes. And when you get inside, you see this gnome with he's got like his hair pulled back and in this nice tight little ponytail, and when he's kind of like curious as to who's coming in because he hasn't seen those cards in over 100 years, you know, and when he sees you, there's a moment as he's looking at you, and then Aurelio, it's been how long? Oh my gosh, my friend. He heads over and kind of gives you a hug, and my word, look at you, you've changed. I like the hair, less scraggly, it suits you.
It's a little bit, or actually it's I'm trying to think, it'd probably be a little bit more scraggly because he was probably clean, like all clean cut back when he was... Like, he was still a criminal, but he was a little bit more clean cut back when he had his family, I would say.
Then he would say it's more wild, it suits you instead.
Yeah. And it's good to see us all, but unfortunately we're here in rather dire circumstances.
Oh, you know I've always got your back with the gold card. That explains it. I haven't seen one of these in over 100 years. You know, let me get you a new one. And he heads around the desk.
I don't know. I like that old one. It's got sentimental value, and I'll kind of try and sleight of hand it back if I need to.
No, he'll nod and give it back to you, and he's not going to argue for a card, you know. All right. And he goes and sits down. Since he's a little gnome and he has to deal with a lot of sized people, he has to like climb up onto his chair, which has a booster seat, and you know, so he can look taller than he is. And he's just, well, have a seat. Tell me what's wrong. What's going on here?
Well, both of our problems actually currently deal with the Besria, the goddess of chaos, as you know.
What?
I'll start. Mine is a little bit more of a custody arrangement, if anything. Long story short, me and her entered into a brief tryst, and we're expecting a child from said tryst, and I would just like to make sure that I have somewhat involvement of raising the wee lass or lad or whatever it seems to be.
Well, Aurelio, good thing you still got it, eh? Just a fist bump you. Goddess of Chaos. Now that's not... I mean, well... I don't know. Goddess!
Speaking of the Goddess of Chaos, I think my problem is probably the easier one that we have to solve if you listen to Errol's story a little bit. He's kind of dug himself into a pretty shitty hole. Do you want your genie here for this? I'll look over to Errol and I'll be like, he might be helpful in this sort of law situation, or...
I'll try asking.
Do you just want to try and...
You see he does a thing where he's like fucking focused off at nothing while he's trying to converse with his genie. And after a minute he says, apparently he's too busy to appear here. And the DM doesn't want to run that many NPCs in one room. So he'll show up though when we do need to do a meeting more properly. And he's like, Genie, God, okay, so what's going on with you then? And Errol just says, like, well, I had this issue where, you know, she sort of threatened me to take my contract from the genie, and under duress I agreed that she should split half my contract, but now I think she's going to kill me, so I want to remove the contract from her entirely. And the genie did set up a court date, so we do have a chance to argue for this to get my contract back, and hopefully you can be my lawyer and represent me. Well, I tell you what, Aurelio, you never bring me boring cases, that's for sure. Oh, last time
Do you remember that time with the pigs? The time with the pigs was fucking hilarious, wasn't it?
No, I'll never forget. I still tell that story to this day. But he's just like, but it's been a while since I've done otherworldly sort of cases. It is her age that does make it a little difficult, you know. But there is a court date for you. He points at Errol. I'd like to see your contract, and I'm sure we can get that sort of thing settled out. And Errol will produce his contract and hand it over, and Saul will take it and put it to the side for now. But in the meantime, your custody one is a little more of a tricky situation. Custody laws with the gods are, well, you know, they're the gods. They created the world and us, so it can be tough, but not impossible. And you know I like a good challenge.
That's why we came to the best lawyer I've ever met.
Oh, Aurelio, flattery will get you everything. Alright, as you know though, my fee is not cheap. We definitely need to be fair about this, and especially if it has to do with godly intervention. I'm going to need at least 1,000 gold.
Aye, easy enough. Errol, do you got that?
I have no idea how much Errol has. He's like, well, I mean, you're part of it too. We should probably split this.
Well, I'd say that you have the larger part, if anything. You get this 750 gold and I'll pay the 250 gold.
He's not here to argue, so you know what? Make me a persuasion roll. Yep, that's right. Roll initiative. Molly wants to fight, apparently.
I'm ready.
You have a D10. A bardic.
Oh, I do have that D10. I'm going to roll that D10.
Yeah, there you go.
Take his money.
So, 17.
Yeah, with the 17, I'll say that's enough. He's like, fine, and we'll take 750. Well, you only pay 250.
Like I said, he's got the larger part here, if we're being completely honest with each other.
I mean, I don't disagree, but Aurelio has a bit of a greedy track record.
Oh, 100 fucking %. 100 fucking %. He is a cheap motherfucker, and Saul probably knows this.
Yep. So Saul's probably just giving a shit-eating grin as this is happening, and at you, and gives you a little wink. As always, it's so wonderful to see you again, and he will take out some forms and paperwork, and he's like, of course, ignore all the other bullshit. I know who you are, and I can look up the files, but I'll need, a new signature for this new representation, and, he has you sign all the legal jargon that you're used to from before.
I think if Errol's looking closely, he's using a different name on there. So if Errol sees what I'm signing, he'll notice a different last name on there than the last name that he knows Aurelio by.
I feel like Errol would be so focused on his form, he wouldn't notice. Because he's such a focus on, like, he gets so in. Yeah. So I think he's just, like, hard focusing on making sure he spelt his name correctly and things like that on the form.
And I think before we leave, too, and as we're going through some of the paperwork stuff, Aurelio's going to, like, oh, wait on a second, and I'll look into my bag for a couple minutes and where's it? And dig around a little bit further and pull out another fucking ancient piece of paper, and this is the deed to my property from a little while ago, and I'll just like, hey, can you just verify this and make sure that this is still in working order?
Oh, yes, of course, let me see that. And it's just like, some... You have to be careful as it's falling apart. Actually... I didn't think of a class, but you know what? Fuck it. He's got mending. He fixes it up and makes it, like, whole again. And looks it over and... Oh, it looks like actually this is one of the, but because of the race you are, they do expect that you have a longer time before the city would take it back. So if you, honestly, within the next 6 months, you better go claim that again. But once you do, you're back in full, and you can keep it for another 150 years and not touch it until the city decides. But I'll submit the form. You've got it. It's all still in your name.
Can we do a name transfer? While we're all sitting here, I've actually been going by a different name.
Oh, sure. We could do that. So different name, I assume then you're not changing your name. It's more of a different identity.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and as you know, this is something that I would like to keep very quiet.
Of course, I understand. Mum's the word, as they say. And he will get some other form out and have you sign all that shit over, like, as your original, that you're signing it over to your new name. And then you have to sign it under your new name. Like, as if there's two separate people going on.
One more thing while we're here.
Oh, really? Oh, you always knew how to push the limit, didn't ya?
You still have my will, don't you?
Oh, yes, of course. Did you need to update it or change?
I don't know if you heard. He probably would have heard that my wife and son were killed. And probably he'd had heard that my daughter was killed too. But I would say I'd like to keep her in my will, but I'd also like to put Willow into my will as well while we're here.
He says, oh, well, actually, well, this is a little awkward. Your daughter's alive, Aurelio.
I heard something of the sort. Where is she?
I haven't been able to keep much tabs on her because she's been taken over to the noble district of things here in Port Arbus, but... yes, she can remain in your will and would still be able to claim your anything that you own. But I will gladly add... he thinks... I'd have to look into that. It's been a while ago, And
Well, you can discreetly, without having to put yourself into danger, put out some feelers for me, and I'll hand him another, 130 gold.
I'll see what I can do for old time's sake, as he's pulling this money into his pocket. But yes, of course, and you wanted to add a Willow into your will? Does he have a last name?
Does Willow have a last name?
No.
The Wisp.
There you go.
Really
Perfect.
Good. Really good.
Willow the Wisp. Interesting travelers with you as always, Aurelio.
I've run into quite a bit more strange people than I used to run into in my old days, and I've run into some fucking strange people in the old days, as you know.
Of course. Well, some strange people come through Port Arbus, let me tell you that much. We could talk for hours on stories like that. We should grab a drink sometime, catch up, old time's sake. No lawyer and client, just two old friends, huh?
I'll pull out my flask and just be like, well, if you want to get started a little bit early, I'll pass it over to him.
Cheers! And he takes a swig and hands it back, even though he's on duty. He just took a swig.
Blanche, take a sit back as well.
And yeah, you guys clear up all the other paperwork. Is there any other surprises that Aurelio pops out with?
No, but you gave me a lot of time to think about what to do with a lawyer, so.
Okay. And before you guys step out, we'll switch on over. Molly, you said you were kind of out the door, just in case you hear screams or cries of pain. You don't. Occasionally you would hear his high-pitched laughter from time to time, but otherwise I'd say it's not like it's easy to eavesdrop. He does have decent soundproofing because he's a lawyer, and there's bad things that go on or said in his room. Otherwise, anything else you tend to do, or just hang out there?
I think mostly it's just hanging out. She'll keep an eye out if anyone particularly interesting comes in, or she picks up any keywords that she'd normally be looking for, but for the most part, just chilling.
Okay. And I'll just out in the front with all the other NPCs. Anything you in particular?
If Molly's standing at the closed door and we're sitting in the lobby area, a few feet away, I'm just looking at her arm. Just because what she mentioned about knowing a good artificer, I'm curious if looking at her arm I could identify its origin. Just because she seems like the most mysterious thus far.
That'll be a very, very hard history roll if you want to make that.
I am very good at history, but we'll find out just how good. 18.
So, not necessarily her arm seems to stand out as something familiar to you. Port Arbus, though, as it is huge and a lot of traffic of business goes in and out of it, artificers aren't exactly unheard of either. A lot of good ones come from Mine's Refuge. A lot of good ones are probably even here in Port Arbus. I mean, it's a huge city. But I'd say, 18 is unfortunately not enough to necessarily recognize that. But since you are also curious about artificing, you would notice Pearl, as she's bored and waiting, seems to have pulled out some tools and gadgets, and she seems to be working on something herself and tinkering away on something here. And that being said, out of the wagon too, which was sort of tucked away when you were there, since it got lonely, this little mechanical acorn with spider legs started crawling over towards her and nuzzles against her as she, pats it, which I'll show you a bit of that picture too.
My God. Does Molly have guns, visible?
I'd say you've probably seen it, as she moves. Probably the jacket maybe reveals it every once in a while, but she definitely has, a pistol, strapped to her side.
Cool. Is that common? Or at least, like, guns exist, but they're rare, but people know about them? Or is this like, holy shit, she has this, like, almost unknown technology?
There are definitely more common in a place like Port Arbus, for sure, because of just the amount of... Yeah. But if you're out and about on... like, if you were from anywhere else, they would definitely be much more rare, for sure. But, yeah, some of the major port cities definitely have gotten used to seeing guns from time to time. Again, most of them seem to come out of Mines Refuge. Some tinker with them here, not as much, because they still just prefer the sword and magic approach of things, but occasionally you might see a guard with a gun, and that's kind of like, oh, look at that guy,
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Knowing that, though, you'd probably remember that she said this was her first time in Port Arbus, too.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think he wants to ask about Molly's arm, but he's polite enough to not be like, so what happened to your arm? That's missing. Remember how we met 20 minutes ago? Where's your arm? That's gone. So I think he's just, like, observing, maybe, like, poking at the little acorn spider with his mage hand. Just sort of, like, seeing how it reacts.
It gets poked and kind of, like, shuffles over and then shifts looking at what poked it, and then lifts one of its little things and tries to poke it back. One of its little legs.
Okay, I was horrified by this, but now I love this thing forever.
Oh yeah, this is my friend. It's like my pet. She holds it up like... Okay, so at Truepine, we have this, festival, and the girls roll acorns down the hill, and boys are supposed to chase it, and if you catch the acorn, then you get to spend the night with the boy. Well, I didn't want anyone to catch it, so I invented this to run the fuck away. Sorry, she wouldn't say fuck. She said to run away and not get chased. But Willow ended up catching
10 gold.
Oh, she was like, oh shit, and then looks at Carter and thanks.
I think I am your benefactor now. Whatever you need for the rest of your life, I will give it to you.
That's okay. Metal. I could use a lot of metal and gears and wires. Wires are so hard to make. And she just starts going over like a list of all kinds of crazy artificing stuff.
Sweet. Have you ever stolen anything? Are you good at stealing things?
Stealing? No, I haven't. I mean, stealing's wrong.
Oh boy.
From the other room, Aurelio's ears and like his face just starts burning. He just he hears the clink of gold and hears like thief and like every little bit of it wants to be somewhere else. Like he's just like, oh god, money.
And Carter's there, so he's like, yes, stealing is wrong. And he gives you this like, he's human, but he clearly is like thinking of himself as a father figure to her. And he's giving you that look like, don't you dare teach her about stealing sort of like vibe. And otherwise, if no one else says or does anything in particular, I think about this time then Aurelio and Errol will be stepping out of Saul's office, and you guys all...
I'm back in the other panther form.
Yeah. You probably also explain that to Saul and transform in there so he can like know what you look like and where to find you. Or how to find you.
I'll even tell him like that's the new identity that I'm transferring it to, and just kind of give that little bit of that explanation of it too for whatever transfer of ownership. I'm trying to pass off as a taxi, like I said, even though I'm a fucking giant. I'm trying to pass it off.
And he would definitely say a part of our drinking stories is going to be about how you can do that.
We've got a lot to fucking talk about. A lot.
Oh, yes, we do.
Well,
I know where you live. I know where you live, so I'll send word when I'm free. Have a good one, Aurelio.
You as well, Saul. Thank you again for your help. Come along, Errol.
And yeah, that's when you guys step out, and then you and Molly and Errol can all head over to the lobby and regroup with everybody else. You would see Pearl tinkering with some stuff again. Carter giving a fatherly dirty eye to Altus, and her little pine cone just kind of playing around her legs.
As we're walking back in, and before we get into the other room, Relio will kind of tap Molly on the shoulder and just be like, "Thank you for keeping a watch on them, on the door over there. I appreciate it."
Molly just kind of tips her hat.
And we'll rejoin the others, and I'll come over to you guys and say, "Well, sounds like my place is still an option, and we got our lawyery business done for now. Altus, do you want to join us over at my place?"
How nice is your place?
It's been 150 years. I don't know.
Where is
might
it?
do it in Keenan.
Is it in, what district is it in? I mean, I will join you no matter what, but what I'm saying is I can get us the nicest accommodations in the city easily. But if you'd like to go to your old rotting house, let's go check it out.
I'd almost rather go there. I'm trying to keep a low profile, but I do have a lot of questions for you, so I'd appreciate it if you joined us.
Alright, I feel like if you're trying to keep a low profile, I have never seen a mortal creature as tall as you. Do you want me to make you invisible?
Yes.
Okay.
No hesitation.
Great. I will turn him invisible.
And Aurelio poofs out of sight.
Alright. Oh shit, he has to lead us to his house.
I can direct the wagon from on top of the wagon.
Right. Vamos. As we say in the mother tongue.
We pile right onto Mimi and start heading towards my place, which isn't terrible. I kind of picture like an old like Romanesque villa, like something that like the Romans would have built in London. So stone, probably multiple bedrooms in there, kind of like a central gathering area courtyard with maybe a broken fountain that hasn't been in use for a very fucking long time.
Lots of weeds everywhere.
Fucking everywhere. Vines kind of growing over the walls, and probably broken shutters on the windows. Like if they ever had glass, the glass is long gone. Borderline haunted house, but
Hell yeah.
A little paint, a little fixing and cleaning, and this is a beautiful home, Aurelio, Carter would say.
yeah, we got to put some work into it, but not a bad little spot to start off at.
You know, I don't mind. This is something I actually could do and help with. Come on, Pearl. Let's go clean up. Oh, I have to do it too? She jumps off the wagon. He's like, it's good for you. It'll teach you discipline. But
Well, what do you think? It's probably best if you go over and help out as well.
wait, I have to too?
Yes, Willow, you do.
Okay. And the pony shifts over to be that, he looks around 10-year-old, white-haired, blue-eyed, looks human, but white hair, not really common with humans, so, and he begrudgingly heads over and...
Wait, Willow, stop. Hold on, you're forgetting something important. I kneel in front of him and hold out my arm.
What?
We have to arm wrestle. I thought you were a horse. And you are a boy. You are pulling that card. Arm wrestle me.
Well, now he looks nervous. I don't want to embarrass you, so maybe we should.
I've already been humiliated today. That woman doesn't even have an arm, and she beat me. So, what is a child?
He kind of glances back at Pearl, and you can tell it's definitely he doesn't want to be embarrassed in front of her.
I'm gonna cast Enlarge on him so that he's my height. I'm still kneeling, but he's matching my kneeling height,
yeah.
so he'll have advantage on his strength check.
Whoa, cool.
Silently from a distance, I don't know what good it'll do, but Aurelio's cast an enhance ability on him as well.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
I think there's like the enlarge is like I make a cloud that's like the shape of him but twice his size, and then he expands to like match the cloud.
I like that. Cool.
Okay, I got a 19.
Let's see what he gets. A 10. Fitting for a kid, but even enlarged. So he's like, but you can, or do you let him win? I guess that's up to you.
I don't let him win.
Fair.
Oh, that's all right. You are young. Are you a druid of some kind? How you become animal?
He just looks so upset, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a druid. Aurelio's been teaching me a lot."
That's fucking awesome. Whoa, he's a druid? That panther guy?
Yeah.
Hey, is he really a giant panther guy?
Well, normally he's a halfling. You wouldn't know to hide it.
Got it. Yes, always compensating. I understand.
Oh, but he's really cool. He knows all kinds of crazy spells, and he's been teaching me all kinds of cool stuff. So, yeah, even though you beat me this way, I could still blast you with lightning.
Okay. Let's do that sometime. I'm kind of very weak. I might die to that, but that's okay.
Oh, that's okay. We could bring you back.
Wow. This is like a book that I read. This is crazy. All right, go do gardening. You're a child. You should be working.
Didn't have to work in the grove, as he begrudgingly stomps off.
Secret druid man and gun arm lady. Should we have tea?
Well, I don't know. I'm probably going to put in a little bit of work. I feel bad asking them to fucking do this at my place, but I'll help out a little bit, but then I'll come join you in a few. And you just see me go over and just start like magically like clearing shit up with like shape earth and like shape water and like different like burning spells. Like I'm just like clearing shit out magically instead of actually using my fucking hands.
Yeah, Willow's doing similar. He's doing whatever he can to magically aid all of this druid craft some of the vines away and what have you.
A minor illusion of a broom. So it's not actually, I'm not actually doing anything to help. It looks like I am.
I've also done my best to try and press Errol, Iris, and Elijah into helping out as well.
I was just gonna say, especially Elijah seems to be fine with doing like around the house housework. Like he's very community driven anyway, so he wasn't even you probably went to ask him and you already see him with a broom sweeping up some stuff. And then Iris, she's been having to care for the home a lot while Errol's out, so she's sort of used to that too, and probably floofing the sheets and things like that as Errol goes around. And I think Errol had prestidigitation, so he just like gets rid of all the dust and stuff like that. If I recall.
I think that while everyone's kind of cleaning up, Molly will probably... Yeah. I'm assuming that we have like some coffee or tea stashed away in Mimi somewhere. So I'll probably go get some of that. And if your kitchen is usable at all, make some like coffee for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine a lot of your supplies are probably somewhere in a Mimi pocket. As this is going on, though, Altus, you would notice occasionally, even though nothing's on the wagon, no one's near the wagon, it kind of shifts occasionally. When it thinks no one's looking, it shakes the water off of it.
I would have, if there was something big I needed help with moving, I would have asked Mimi for help for sure.
Okay.
If there's like a big rock that's all crushed up, or if like I would say like the fountain, just because it's like I picture it broken, I'd ask Mimi to come over, and you'd probably see him shift out and help me with that.
Mimi would hesitate to shift and whisper to you, "What about the big blue man?"
If we need to, we'll kill him. Don't worry about it. Food for you if we need it.
Okay, and then Altus, it explains a lot, I guess, when that happens. The wagon moved on its own to Aurelio when he asked for help, and then shifted into being probably that big worker robot. Which this is very uncommon in Port Arbus to see. You've probably occasionally seen them when a ship from Mine's Refuge has stopped in, but they don't really sell these. They're like big worker bots. They're not like Warforged or anything, but they're big, just worker bots, you know? Cool. And it starts shifting big heavy things and moving them. Very rigid movements, as you would expect from it, but the wagon changed to this, so take that for what it is.
Okay.
And after a while, it takes you a couple of hours, I'd say, and you guys kind of make the place decent, like enough to be a place you could stay in at least, and mending on the cracks, and because I'm sure there's like a leaky roof somewhere, and control water to get the leak out, and things like that. I'm sure someone has mending
and stuff like that to just put dirt back and shift it into stone.
Pearl has mending, so she probably just goes and thwacks it with a wrench, and eventually it fixes itself somehow. There you go. And, with all of that,
I'll go over and just like pat Altus on the arm and just be like, "Yeah, it's not too shabby now, is it?"
Oh no, it wasn't bad, and truly no judgment. I just meant if your only accommodations was some shithole covered in shit and diarrhea, that I could get us a hotel. But this is lovely. This is your family's home where they were killed, like 300 years ago or something?
Yeah, it was about 150, but they weren't killed here, but this was where we lived before that. Me, my wife, and our children, and it sounds like my daughter might actually still be alive, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about if you wanted to spend a few moments, and I'll start leading you into the kitchen where Molly is.
I don't know if I'm ready to get married yet, okay?
No, but it sounds like she's been spending a lot of time in the Noble District, and it sounds like you are spending a lot of your time there as well.
Yeah. Altus has a flash of like how many people he's slept with in the Noble District, and for a moment he's like, "Oh no, wait, oh no!" The possibility that you're a grandpa. Yeah. Oh yes. Who is your daughter? What is her name? Can you show me what she looks like?
There'd probably be like a family portrait somewhere in the house, right?
Yeah.
Or like pictures of the kids somewhere.
Oh, actually, there are a couple missing, but you can dig through some of the like old albums that but any that were like on the walls and stuff, those seem to have been taken down actually and taken away.
Art thieves.
Gotcha.
But there would be some that you could find in a closet somewhere that you can show them. And of course the image of your daughter there would be as a child, which she's not anymore by far. But even with that, I think it would be enough to recognize. Actually, Altus, I'll have you roll a history check.
Okay.
And I'd give you her name as well, which is Elia Lucian.
Okay. Yeah, is this giving me a help action? The picture and the dad?
Definitely.
Okay,
and
great.
would her last name be Lucien? Or it would be something else, wouldn't it?
So it would be Lucien for her.
Okay.
Since I took on Lorathian as the new name.
Okay, sorry. I got Lucien Lorathian.
I got a 24.
Okay, definitely with a 24. Let me just make that note of his last name before I forget. Okay. So, Elia Lucien, yes, you do know her. She was brought into the nobility after a very tragic family incident. Very little known about it specifically because she doesn't like spreading it. Alistair Strix is he's a very high noble, very close to the king. And very well known amongst the nobility. There's very few that haven't done a business dealing with him, including the kingdom. His money and influence is very heavily in the city. He has taken her as his bride, so now she is Elia Strix, a lady, and it's been a kind of a well-known thing amongst the people that a commoner was able to rise to nobility because of his, he chose love over station kind of thing. So it kind of made him even more famous amongst the people.
Yeah, is that complete bullshit? With my 24 history, am I like, no, this guy is bad news, we hate his ass, there's nothing good about this marriage? Or is it just I don't know?
Make me an insight check, actually, instead of a history with that.
I would say some of my reaction might even give that away too, because as you mentioned, like the marriage with her and Strix, like the teacup that I'm drinking from breaks in my hand, and you just see like when a cat gets angry and its tail starts to twitch and the hackles start to raise. All of those fucking reactions are happening to me right now, and similarly with Shadow, the other fucking panther in the room.
I got a 19 insight.
I would say with a 19, there is something about Alistair that rubs you the wrong way, but you don't know. You don't know enough. If he's hiding something, he's hiding it fucking well. So, I'll just say that bastard's a fucking murderer, and he's a fucking vampire.
Oh, I was going to say anyone named Alistair is a bad guy, right? Like, not to stereotype, but if there's a guy named Alistair and his last name has an X in it, bad guy. Won't like him. Okay, so kill him, save your daughter. She maybe be mind controlled by vampire. Do we think your daughter is evil? Do we need to kill her? Does she sabotage your family? Or just save her?
I try to save her first, and I mean, worst comes to worst, there's fucking ways that we can force the save if we really need to. But we'll cross those bridges once we need to cross them. But first things first is we got to save her, and I'll be honest, I've been trying to do a little bit of work on this for a while, and I know that the prince, what was the prince's name again?
Prince William Ortesia.
I know that Prince William might be a potential ally, and I also know that there's a group of small-time fucking gangsters out here that might also be potential allies too with alley cats.
I'll keep your history that you rolled before on Prince William, and also because you're a noble here, you probably have actually straight up met him at some point. There are noble parties, and you strike me as the guy who goes to the noble parties.
Yes.
He's shown up to them. He is generally well loved amongst the people and the nobles. He's the kind of guy that remembers your name. He's very charming. He's kind of young. He's 18, but he's the crown prince of the kingdom, and I would say you don't necessarily know his personal inner thoughts on any of the particular nobles. So whether or not he's going to help against Alistair is kind of, you wouldn't know. But he definitely strikes you as a good guy and probably is going to be a good king one day. His father you would know less of, obviously, because he's the king and doesn't go to noble parties as much. He's very busy as the king. Yeah. But he doesn't seem to be leading the kingdom wrong. You know, he seems to be doing a decent enough job. Other than the fact that now you heard that Alistair it could be this evil asshole and apparently is close to the king, so take that for what it is, you know? And then there was no one else, right? Oh, the alley cats, I don't think you'd know. I don't think you would know them, because I don't... well, you tell me, how much to the underground do you think your character goes?
I think if they're like super duper secret that they even exist, I'm probably not in the underground. But I am an expert in history, and this is the city I grew up in. So if the alley cats are like, you know, the local Crips, then like I might have more knowledge than the average person about what their vibe is, what they deal in.
I'll give you this. It sounds like what a small gang would be. You know, it sounds like something that would happen here. They don't, because you have to kind of be pretty connected to the underground to get, because Port Arbus is such a good law-binding city, it's hard for them to be like, yeah, we're the alley cats, guys, you know, like they definitely don't advertise it, but I'll say, like, you don't necessarily know anything about them, but it sounds like something that could be here.
Alright. I assume unless you want otherwise, Canyon, I assume we're in a room with Molly as well, or just so the whole group can...
I'd say we're probably in, like, the kitchen or the gathering area, and I'd say that this is probably a rather large space. Like, this is where we hosted, like, family dinners and stuff, so this is enough space for probably everybody but Mimi, I would say.
Well,
unless Mimi wants to go into, like, a statue in the room.
Yeah, he probably did. He came in and then kind of became a statue. One of those, like, he became a creepy statue that kind of is bent up over the wall and imposingly, like, staring at all of you drinking tea.
Love that. Okay, so...
Hearing your story, because this is the first time that Molly is learning this too, is probably just going to ask you, so you said Strix is a murderer. Is he the one that killed your family?
That's the case. I'll give you a little bit more of a background. And there was a time that I was a little bit more of the, let's call it the criminal element, and I had a small gang of thieves myself, and me and a friend of mine, Thanderil, who was a dwarf, we worked on a job together, and apparently on that job we had stolen something from Strix. And as a consequence, when he found out, he kidnapped my family. And before my eyes, he killed my son and my wife, and I thought my daughter as well. And then he had turned me into a vampire-like creature, just like him. And I was ultimately not exiled from Port Arbus, but self-imposed exile, you could say, and I left and went on my own journey from there. But yeah, Strix is not a very good guy. He's caused a lot of problems for myself, for a friend of mine, for Trevor, it sounds like, too. And I know that there's probably many more people that he's affected in this town, directly or indirectly.
Willow will just kind of, like, give you a pat on the arm as you admit all this stuff again, and we'll get him. Don't worry.
I'll take him down. Hopefully we don't have to take down half the city to do it, but we'll do what it have to take.
And we'll save your daughter, and anybody that gets hurt along the way, we can just bring them back later, right?
Yeah, of course. And she'll be like your older sister.
That'd be cool. I never really had a sister. I had a brother, but he picked on me.
Yeah, he kind of had Meldor for a while.
Yeah. She hasn't talked to me still.
She talked to you that one time, and then we told her that we were going to save her dad, and, we'll keep at it.
I have a few thoughts. Just to say that I do know your daughter. I mean, not well, but I have met her, which means I could speak to her right now. I feel like if we're attempting a rescue, obviously we want to kill fuckhead Alistair Strix, but more important, we want to get your daughter away from him. So maybe checking in with her, good. Other thought is, if we want to see before I reach out to her, because if she is under a thrall, like a vampire might have her, reaching out to her could tip him off and let him know that you are in the city and that is bad. So, yes, I think I will just do this. I'm going to begin to ritual cast. I think I'll take my flute out, and rather than like playing the flute with his own breath and fingers, it kind of like hovers in the air, and because he has this like connection to air, he can sort of like flow the buttons by controlling the flow of air through the flute itself. And I'm gonna ritual cast Commune. I don't know if you necessarily, DM, if you necessarily care if this is communing with a specific god. My thought is this is more like primordial in the sort of like giant, that Altus is kind of like asking the sky. So it's 3 yes or no questions within a minute. And if y'all have suggestions on what to ask, I think I have 3 questions, but...
Yeah, I don't mind.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, I was just going to say I don't mind whatever flavor you want Commune to be. Yeah, I feel like this primordial force, it's probably some offshoot of Gaia of some sort that you're contacting. So yeah.
Sweet. And this is one of his magical secret spells, so this is not something a bard could normally cast, but through his studies, so it kind of makes sense that it would be like usually this spell is like talking directly to a god, but it's like more personal in a way. So I think sort of a like cloud fills the room, and we're all kind of like encompassed by a cloud, and my eyes like roll back in my head, and I'm going to ask, is it a good idea to reach out to Elia?
No.
Is Prince William going to be helpful in getting rid of Alistair?
Yes.
This is where, if y'all have a suggestion for a final question, because my thought is ask about the alley cats, but I feel like it's probably a yes.
Are we strong enough to defeat Alistair?
Are we strong enough to defeat Alistair?
Unclear.
Cool. The clouds and fog kind of dissipate from the room, and all right. So don't talk to Elia yet. Definitely talk to Prince William. Trying to kill an ancient, extremely wealthy vampire. 50-50.
And honestly, I think that's probably better odds than I thought we were going into it with.
Yes, not bad.
Our first goal was, or not goal, but one of our ideas that we floated was maybe crashing an airship into the city with a bunch of bombs on it, so I think that we chose the better option at least.
Oh, that would be historic. Wow. Well,
I love the lack
So
of knowing how
guns-
to respond to that.
Do I know if Alistair... So they are married
Yep,
already. They've been married. Okay.
they've been married.
Do I know if he is throwing any parties or galas soon?
He's not specifically, but you do know in about a week there is one from Lord Nicholas being thrown, and there is a chance that Alistair will attend it because he likes to put on a good face with these sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. And she usually comes with him.
Yeah.
Okay, I relay that info. I assume it is probably very well guarded, but if we wanted to break into his house, I have like 4 different ways of doing that.
I can add probably another 6 more, so I think if we wanted to get in there, I think we could probably get in there. One of my favorite ways I've ever broken into a place is we were trying to fight this cult of Cthulhu that we were telling you about earlier. And we found a tower that they were all hiding out in. So I walked up halfway up the side of the tower and I pulled out something from my pocket and I made a window on the side of the wall right there. And then we snuck in and just skipped like half the fucking shit that, was planned to when we were there.
Yep, that was great. That was fucking great.
That was so good. All the work I did.
Yep. Love that.
So funny. Are we within a mile of the Strix estate?
Yeah, I am curious. Where was my place in like the variety of districts that we were all in?
Well, I definitely don't think you were in the Noble District, Aurelio. I'm sorry, but...
No, definitely not for Aurelio.
I think distance is a thing for me. I think you'd be past, like, you're outside a mile. Like, it's a bit more than a mile. His house is pretty large and probably very close to the palace, considering his ties with the royal family.
Right.
And I would know roughly where that is because I spent a little bit of time in like the basement dungeon area, and then I left from there, and I've got a pretty good memory of places that I've been. So I could probably point out where Strix's place is, and I would say that if you were looking for the distance, I could tell you that we're outside of it.
I feel like Altus would know as well, just because of his connections to the nobility. So I don't think, Altus, you've ever been in Strix's house specifically. He's never really thrown parties himself, even if he's attended them. But yeah, you at least would know. It's a very big fancy house, of course, but
yes.
Yeah.
And then Trevor's of the nobility as well, right? Or loosely.
He is connected to the nobility. He has mentioned that he can usually get things like invites to these sorts of parties, and he gets them all the time, even if he ignores them, but this time he could just not ignore them.
I'd mention that our friend Trevor might also be able to help us with that as well, if he ever...
Do you mention his last name? Because I think Altus would have a chance of recognizing. Okay, Trevor Blackthorn. You definitely would probably know... well, you definitely know the Blackthorns for sure. They've sort of founded the... Like, many generations ago, there was the founding of the Black Wardens, and they're kind of like the FBI of Port Arbus. They handle very intense cases and high-end things, or occasionally even are brought in if, like, I don't know, Prince William's like, I'm gonna go to the port today and have a stroll, you know, like they'll be brought over to help with protection and like, you know, that kind of thing. So and technically the Blackthorns themselves, even though the Black Wardens have more than just that family, but the Blackthorn family founded the Black Wardens, they are nobility. I would say, actually make me a bit of a history. I don't know how much you pay attention to them.
17.
Okay, that's enough. You got good history, which is great for me.
Yeah.
I can lore dump you all day.
I know, as a brand new player, I'm like, give me expertise in history, because then I can be like, do I know about this? And then you have to tell me.
So you know more of his parents. Axel is his father, and his mother is, what's his mother's name? Hold on. Melira. Melira is an elven woman who married into them. This is the family that is the Aasimar family I mentioned. So they kind of stand out for that. They have godly blood inside of them. Like, a god kind of founded the Black Wardens and them. And they, like, Trevor, you know, hates going to these parties. You've barely ever met him or seen him, unless he was, like, forced to go to something very official. Like, he hates going to these things. But he also has a brother and sister, and you've probably dealt a lot with his brother. Trevor's the eldest, his brother, I think, is the middle, and then his sister's the youngest. You've dealt a lot with his brother, which is Darellin, and he's been friendly. His family doesn't seem to think he's got much combat oomph to him, which he feels a little upset about, you could tell, but he does most of the paperwork for the Black Wardens, or, you know, interviews or handles reports and that sort of thing. So you've probably met and talked with him the most if you had to talk to the Black Wardens. And due to the fact that they have this, like, godly blood, they've been in the city for so many generations, they are like one of the, like, lower noble families. Melira, though, loves coming to noble parties. Actually, you would know her a lot. You would have met her plenty of times, his mother.
Hell yeah, love that. I bet she's so hot. Oh my god. Their whole family must be hot. If they're half Elvish and half Aasimar.
Yeah, she's totally hot. And, you know, I'm sure, since your character just kind of gives me these vibes, the two of you probably hang out drinking wine on the terrace of some boring party. She is very loyal to Axel. She's never pressed anything, but it's always been fun in games, so.
Wow. Why do I get Cersei Lannister vibes?
No!
No, she's not evil.
Oh my god.
She used to work with the Black Wardens, but has retired since.
I think impulsively, as, like, all of this is being discussed and we're talking strategy, I think sort of quietly, sometimes I play a plothound character who's, like, smart, but I made this character to just not be wise and be impulsive.
Love that.
I'm gonna cast Sending to Prince William.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say, hello, Prince William, Your Majesty, Your Highness. This is Altis de Nieba. Did you know that Alistair Strix is a vampire and a murderer, and that it is very, very likely that his bride, Elia, is a thrall under his vampiric control? Let me know, baby.
There's a moment. The prince, doing his princely duties and busy, is kind of just like, Altis, it is always very interesting to receive word from you. Those are very serious accusations, and I hope you have some sort of evidence or proof in regards to these, because, well, Lord Alistair Strix, as I'm sure you know, is very involved in the kingdom and kingly affairs, and has a very close ear to my father.
Yes, I do. Very powerful, very involved, as most ancient evil beings are. I have an eyewitness to multiple murders that he committed This witness is not going to come forward anytime soon. Please keep this to yourself so that we do not tip off the vampire that his victim is here. We need your help. Thank you.
I'd tap you on the shoulder and I'd just be like, I'm willing to meet him if needs be. Not Strix, but I'm willing to meet the prince if we need to.
Well,
Excellent. Oh, my witness is willing to meet you, Prince.
I definitely would be very interested in meeting this witness of yours, most certainly. Please send word to the castle for a date, and we will arrange something as soon as possible. Always
Excellent.
a pleasure. Always a pleasure, Aldous.
I know. It could be more of a pleasure.
Aldous, you know that I need to keep my virtue for the one I marry.
What? Who cares, man? That's crazy.
You just
Okay,
get
cool.
a chuckle as the spell ends.
Sweet. Holy shit. I'm gonna kiss that prince. That's crazy. How old is Molly? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was about to say Molly's just like double checking your coffee cup to make sure that did something accidentally slip in there? Is there whiskey in that? But Molly's about 27 or 28.
Molly, how would you feel about being a princess? Like, hypothetically.
I think Molly kind of snorts at that, and I mean, I could try, but I don't think I'd be that convincing.
Well, you don't need to be convincing if you are the princess. Then whatever you do is how a princess acts.
You trying to set her up with William?
There are possibilities. We might have to. He said he was saving his virtue, so clearly his priority is a diplomatic marriage. Maybe we offer him that and he help us.
I don't know that I have much to offer.
I think at all of this, Elijah's kind of chuckling at the thought of seeing Molly dressed up like a princess.
For sure.
Okay, so we could make appointment with Prince William. That is easy. Check.
Well, if we're waiting to see what kind of help he has to offer, I don't know that we really need to sneak into the Strix mansion right away. We could do some reconnaissance, though.
I'm sure that he's got some sort of underground workings, and that's kind of why he wanted to talk with those alley cats and see if they might know any sort of other leverage that we might be able to pull off on him and say that he's got this underground business and see if we can get any sort of evidence.
Oh, smart. Yes.
Speaking of evidence, clearly, we know what you're saying is true, but Prince William did kind of mention having some kind of proof. Do you have anything to kind of corroborate your story?
Would I have anything, Sarah, left over from that night?
Don't think you would. Maybe the bite marks, but
I don't have those anymore because
you got those scarred over. So, no. Other than those, I can't think of anything else you'd have. It's not like he'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep you alive, and here's the evidence to bring me down in the 150 years in the future." He definitely cleared you out and left you for dead.
No, I'm not the most spellcasty guy. I love my spells, but they're a little bit more nature focused and not of the mind as much. But is there some sort of spell that could recall a memory or play out a vision or show us the past?
I think think you could have an argument for using detect thoughts in that way if anyone has that.
Yes.
Molly wouldn't know that. She doesn't offer anything.
I do
Molly
not have detect
might,
thoughts.
considering where she grew up. So I'd let Molly make a history check on that if you wanted.
All right. You right.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen mages do weird things with the mind, but nothing like that comes to mind.
I think I'm sure detect thoughts is used in bureaucracy a lot. So I'm sure that Altus is like, yeah, someone could read your mind. I believe it is possible to read a mind and dive into a memory, but the problem is extracting that memory if you want like physical proof.
There was one time that I was at a court case and the other opposing lawyers brought in a cleric and they used a zone of truth on me.
Yes. There is also, I will say, I think the likelihood of this is quite low, but I could, very, very not likely, Alistair, I could make him confess, not falsely, but if we, I assume he's pretty powerful and it would be hard to manipulate his mind, but there is a simple way to suggest something to someone and then they simply do it. But that might not hold up in a court of law, who knows? But if I say, hey, tell the truth, but a zone of truth could also work, but getting a vampire, or you're saying you be in the zone of truth and then it's verified that way.
That's what happened the last time. I guess instead of incriminating myself, I guess this would be incriminating somebody else. So a little bit better for me, I guess, at those odds.
Did your daughter witness? She was a child, but she must have witnessed all this.
I have a feeling in some sort of fucking twisted way she pinned this, or that he's trying to pin this on me. And that would be some sort of manipulation that he has.
I would also say, Altus, since you're from here, you do know that there's temples to Atreus, the god of justice, and they have done some crazy shit against evil. It's kind of their shtick. Ooh, and then there is a temple to Thessal, the goddess of hope and light, and even though she's a little less kill all evil, she does protect innocent, and, if Ellie is being manipulated, that is definitely protection of innocent, So there could be something between either of those if you wanted to become, get in a little more religious.
We could go to church.
I do have some.
There's like so many.
Which ones were you thinking? Because I may have a relationship with some and not as good of a relationship with some of the other ones. I'll like scratch his head and just be like shrugging.
Oh, true. We probably don't want to go to the destroy all evil one if you're part vampire. They might kill you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not part vampire anymore. I'm more part panther.
He's a big panther guy now, Willow says, pointing up at him.
Okay, so I didn't want to say this. I wanted to let you do it at your own pace and sort of come out. But you are a halfling, correct? This is what I was told.
Yeah.
Right, but then this whole panther thing, is this why?
Gaia blessed him.
I mean,
can't you smell it on him?
I am blessed by Gaia. Technically, I think in what you'd call a werebeast, if you were to down into natural terms.
Okay, so this is real. This is not. I didn't want to touch you and be like, your body is an illusion, but this is real. This is actually physically here.
Yeah, no, he'll put his paw forward and put out his claws and retract the claws, but you'll see him scratch the table.
Arm wrestle me.
Is there a pitch for doing this acrobatically?
No. I'm sorry, but arm wrestling is only strength. That's the whole point. Unless you want to cheat and somehow twist his arm around in a weird way, but that wouldn't be an arm wrestle anymore.
He's totally gonna cheat, but maybe not in the way that you think. And as he's like reaching forward, he like grabs your hand, and as you guys are like locking hands, he just uses shocking grasp. And as you're distracted with the lightning shock, he's gonna try and get you.
I'm gonna use my once per day, whatever it is, primal might to double in size. So I'm now 16 feet tall, bitch. Give myself advantage because I'm feeling insecure.
I love this. I think between the two of you, then you can either both roll at advantage or both roll even because it cancels each other out.
Okay, so we'll just both roll at advantage, right?
Yes. Why not? Yeah, we both roll at advantage now. I got a 25.
Oh, it
22.
was a tough one. It was a tough one, but you beat him.
I'll also use my cutting words to reduce yours by a d10, even though you failed. I reduced it by 9.
Just to make it that much worse. I love the use of abilities and spells for petty shit, so let's do it.
I'm a rich boy. I've never had to use my magic for anything important, so...
If that's the case, then you're gonna take... Oh, shit, what is it?
Yeah, how much damage? Great. Well, I had 15 temporary HP, so I'm looking good.
Alright, and then, that cutting words, you said reduced it by 9, so his roll was more like a 13, and in that case, it was like it was almost tough, and then you insulted him, and then it was way easier.
I think in a way, as you electrocute me, my like cloud hair like storms, and the electricity like powers me up as I slam your arm down harder.
I love that.
Right, sorry, your daughter that you thought was dead, who's being held hostage by a vampire. Anyway, back to that.
Oh, right, that. As this happens, though, like, I think Willow will look over at Molly at, like, how she doesn't look that much stronger because she beat him so easily before, and he's just, like coming over and checking her real arm, like, to, like, see how muscular it is. But anyway.
Molly will definitely just, like, give him a wink.
You're cool. Just nod, yep. Well, back at the point, Elijah will say. At least it seems the prince is willing to meet with you, so that is a good sign.
It's a good start, at least.
But do you know how long it might take to get this meeting with the prince? He asks Altus.
Oh, do I? I mean, he said I could send words. Do I know?
Yeah, he might. It could be. Considering you're a noble with some pretty harsh accusations about this, you have a good feeling he'll probably push to see you sooner, maybe a few days to a week. But if it was just an average, like, send out to meet the crown prince of Port Arbis, that'd probably be more like a month, you know.
Sweet.
But
okay, so a few days to a week. But the idea is to try to have some proof before we meet with him. Should we go? I like your idea about the Alley Cat gang of they might be the way to get proof about, like, tax fraud. Wasn't Prince Charles, he was just arrested and it was because of tax fraud for being a fucking pedophile? Like, do that with the vampire. Al Capone it.
Totally. Something. We got to find some sort of fucking dirt on him.
Yeah.
Then I suppose our next move is to meet these alley cats. Do we even have any idea, though, where they could be?
I got somewhat of a lead from... I can't even remember who it was.
Who was it? Shit. Actually, I feel like it... Was it a god? Or was it just... No, it wasn't a god. was someone you rescued from Jorah's camp. John.
Yes, and we dropped him off in True Pine.
Yeah, I think it was John.
Could I just get you guys nice clothes and we all go walk in the bad part of town and make a lot of noise and get ourselves robbed? And be like, haha, we wanted to talk to you.
That sounds like such a rich boy way to do this.
They're like, how do you find a criminal? Go get robbed. Yeah.
You like look down at your pocket and you like realize that you don't have your gold purse anymore.
Oh no, where will I get more money?
I tossed that right back to you.
Well, then I think if we're going to try to find criminals, we'll probably have to wait till night, as it is still daylight and raining, but still.
And when did you see that party, the gala with Lord Nicholas?
It was next week, or like in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll need
So,
nice
like-
clothes for that, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Don't you dare tempt me with a makeover montage. Oh my god.
2 days.
Holy shit. I cast Wall of Force around myself in excitement. I don't do that. Okay, so yes. Next week, we could confront Alistair, although it would be in public, but that's somewhere we know he will be out of his home. We need to get proof in the next week. It seems like go find the alley cats. We have a little bit of time before that to rest. I would also do some lights. I can do a small amount of reconnaissance. I'm curious if a vampire's ancient estate is like entirely proofed from scrying, perhaps, but let us find out.
I mean, either way, me and you could potentially go in there if you know how to be invisible.
I can be invisible. I could turn the three of us into clouds. I could cast an invisible eye that could travel and look at anything and slip under doors.
I'll pull out like my 2 invisibility potions and be like, I've got this, and then I've also got like a really, really good way of hiding myself.
Iris will be like, well, but if he can send an invisible eye, doesn't that seem the safest route?
100%.
Sort of what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's why I was asking about if we're within a mile, although that's actually not relevant necessarily. Arcane Eye, I can move it 30 feet as a bonus action, and it lasts for an hour. So I'm like, could I cast it here? And like, are we close enough that I can have 10 minutes of doing a vague recon of his place? Should I just go walk around and...
I'd probably say your best bet with that is honestly go home and do it. You're in the noble area, so invite them home, show them your flat,
Well, who wants to go look at my closet?
Here?
I think that Molly's just gonna kind of clear her throat again, and she'd been like kind of tapping on the table, like definitely thinking a lot while you guys were talking. And she's just gonna say, well, I definitely don't mind, helping you out, Aurelio, with this at all. But to be honest, since we do have a few days, I could use your help with something as well.
More than willing to help you out. What you got?
Well, there is a man named Connell who is a leader of the depraved thrill gang that we kind of ran into a little while back. And he's working undercover right now at a post office here.
Make that history if you want, Aldous. I see your eyes. But it's a high DC.
Oh, I just remember. We talked about the post office earlier. 16 on the gang, yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't recognize this name at all.
Well, either way, I'm more than willing. What do we want? Do we want to take him out? Do we want to question him? As you know, I'm pretty good at getting information from people.
I did see that, yes. Question, for sure. Still, maybe. It just kind of depends on the answers.
Ooh, damn. That was hard as fuck. That was sick. Molly, you are swagged out. That's crazy. Holy shit.
I think I think Molly kind of cracks like a rare smile for her, for sure. Really, it's on your timeline, Aurelio, because I don't think my man's going anywhere.
Yeah. Looks like we've got a few hours to kill this afternoon on the way to Aldous' place.
All right.
Head that way.
Great.
Alright, so you guys are going to head over to the post office first? Or... Okay.
Yeah, I guess
On the way.
Molly would probably also say, you know, is it Alta or Alta?
I mean, it is neither. It is Altus.
Altus.
But you don't have to say it with my accent. I think Altus. Maybe not Altus. I think like boo.
All right.
See. Also, before we leave, because I assume this counted as a short rest all of this time in the house, I have the inspiring leader feat, so everyone gets 15 temporary hit points, just in case.
Awesome.
I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
I play my flute. Yeah.
I think for ease, I'm going to say Errol is tired and worried, and he needs to think for his contract and the stuff that Saul gave him, so he's going to stay here and kind of prepare for his trial. Obviously, Pearl's like, let's go! And then Carter's like, let's not. And kind of pulls her back into the house. And he's like, we'll be safe here. And you were working on your cat thing. Go work on that. You know, and he just kind of like pushes her off into the house again.
Before Aurelio leaves, he wants to go out into what's left of his little garden out there, and he wants to spend a moment praying to Gaia. And he just wants to pray for protection over this place. And he wants to try and see if she'll give him another Druid's Grove in his garden to kind of keep his house protected and keep his new family protected.
Make me a religion check, please. Or, actually, because it's Gaia, I would argue a nature check could work.
Yeah!
Alright. And with that, as you're, I don't know, digging your hands into the dirt or whatever, you feel that pulse again, that connection to her, that raw primal nature power that you have, and you are reminded that you are also the protector of her sacred unicorns, and soon her sacred grove, if everything goes according to plan. And for that, she will gift you with another grove here, and the plants start thriving and growing into these healthy, beautiful plants that you get the feeling will fuck bitches up if they come and hurt things in your home here. With that, Mimi will be like, I think I will go to the merchant area and try to sell some things, unless you really need me, best friends. Which, Altus, this statue with big, grows these big clawed mouth to speak to everybody, like very sharp teeth.
I love having you in a fight, Mimi, but I always like making money too. Altus, what do you think? Do you think that this giant wagon best friend of ours could potentially sell in the marketplace here, or do you think that he'd get himself into trouble?
Arbus is open to merchants that travel in and out. It's kind of their biggest thing. But there would be some permits that he should get to be like, because it's part of their business model to gain money from like merchants. So he's got to kind of like pay a little fee or like, you know, he pays like a percentage of his profits, and he needs to get like a permit to sell here.
No, it would be perfectly fine. I can forge a permit. Absolutely. Easy. No problem.
Or you, the noble of Port Arbus, can forge a permit.
I have expertise in history. I'll ritual cast an illusory script, and it lasts for 10 days, so tape that on the side of your robot.
That's great. Thank you. Maybe you will be a new best friend.
Did you say you were going to eat me? Did I hear that?
No.
All right. Good.
I think Molly will probably just lean over and say to just you, like, I'd say that you get used to it, but really you don't.
Hey, good to know.
I want to see you to arm wrestle later.
And with that, this statue, as you pin the paper on it, the paper absorbs into it in this like weird fleshy way, and it becomes this fleshy mass as it shrinks and molds and moves through the house out a window and forms into a giant merchant wagon and moves away.
Ugh. Horrible to witness.
That's Mimi. He's our best friend, Willow says.
Yes. Alright, good. To the post office then, to torture an outlaw?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Alright. With that, Elijah will ask, do you want me to come along and help as well, or I could stay here and watch?
I don't appreciate it, Elijah. Come on along.
And Iris will stay. I'm gonna help my brother, make sure he doesn't, screw something up on the forms.
It's probably a good idea.
Elijah and Iris embrace, kiss, and she heads off with Errol, and he comes along with you guys. And Willow, of course. What was that?
Just you guys make yourselves at home to Carter and Iris and Errol and everybody who's staying.
Carter nods. Thank you very much. You can see Willow's a little torn. He's kind of eyeing Pearl, like he wants to stay and hang out with her, and eyeing you, his new father figure he wants to go with. And he's got this, like, what do I do? Look back and forth.
It's up to you, but if you want to stay here for a little while, I don't mind you settling in over here.
Well, what if you need healing or help? You sure you'll be okay?
Yeah. I can handle the healing for a little while, but I always like having you along, my friend.
I have one healing spell, so we are good. We're all good.
I whisper to Willow, like, alright, maybe you should come along then.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Well, be careful, Pearl. I'll be back. And you're gonna go be a little hero again? And he's like, well, yeah. Have fun. And she like waggles his hair again, and he just deflates and heads off with you guys.
I think part of Aurelio is just not wanting to let Willow out of his sight. Just knowing with who he's dealing with, you know.
Yeah, don't want another incident. So.
Willow, have you ever been in a street gang? You seem like the kind of kid that was in a gang on the streets.
Me? No, not in a gang. I had
feel
heard.
Like a gang would want you. You could be our bait. We're looking for a violent gang. I'm glad you're coming with us because I did think maybe we use you.
Well, that's okay. One time me and Pearl were being bait to lure out the cultists before, so I'm used to that.
Then there was that one time that Errol was supposed to like protect you guys, and then you got like he shot that eldritch blast at the zombie and knocked it back into both you and Meldor.
Yeah, and then Meldor got really hurt and fell. I'm still mad at Errol for that, but
Hey, we learned a lot that day, didn't we?
yeah. Yeah, I know how to get out of combat pretty good, so I don't mind being bait. And I know Aurelia will always save me.
Would you like a piggyback ride?
Plus, I gave you that new little cloak that you can try out, and if you need to, you might be able to hide if you need it.
Oh yeah. And a piggyback ride. He kind of seems to smirk at a thought of, not that you guys know this, but what he is riding someone else instead of the other way around.
A horse.
Yeah.
Let me be your horse.
Alright, sure.
Great. My carrying capacity is double because I'm a Goliath, so I just like pick him up and throw him on my back like nothing. Yeah.
Whoa, you really are tall. As he's now up on top of you.
Not as tall as your dad?
Yeah, he's kind of like my dad now.
Cute.
My mom and dad died, but we're gonna bring back my mom.
Why everybody have dead families, you know? What's going on, Molly?
Yeah, we all kind of have.
family?
Yeah, we all shared our dead families with Molly when we first met her.
That is true. I would say maybe even before they told me their names. Truly. So
Healing experience.
That's beautiful. I have a family, but I don't really like them or care about them. So in a way, they're dead.
Well, that
I
sucks.
can get on board with that.
A little thumbs up.
That sucks having a family you don't care about, though.
It doesn't suck because I don't care. This is a lesson, little child, horse thing. Never care about anything. Don't care about people.
But if you don't care about people, then you can't have a good herd. And that's and that's what it's about.
Okay.
Is having.
We're gonna have to slow down because there's so much going on with all of the people in this group. I can't deal with the fact that you are a horse boy so literally. Molly, please, we are going to torture a man for you. Is there any use in me creating a note that only he can read that says like, we are the gang, you know, meet us in the back, we need to speak with you? Or is he just going to recognize you and it'll be like a grapple?
Well, I don't think he should recognize me at all, really. What I'm thinking is when we get there, he'll probably just treat us like he's supposed to be undercover working there, so he'll probably just act like he's a post office employee, so we should have the element of surprise a bit.
Or is the plan just to grab him in the middle of the post office, or should we lure him like into somewhere private nearby?
Well, actually, being from Port Arbus, I think you would vouch for luring him away from public eyes, grabbing someone in the broad daylight in a city that, you know, it has guards and law, and the Black Wardens even might fucking be like, hold up.
That's right.
He raise his hand and just be like, I could always start a fire in the post office and then they all have to run outside.
That's pretty good. Fuck the post office, right? What have they ever done for the world?
You just hear in your head, Aurelio, oh, I miss you, pet.
He like tries to just block it out, like.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good point, though. I mean, we can wait until it closes, kind of see where he goes after hours, or if he stays there, do another business after hours. Follow him? I don't know.
I think that we should spook him. If you know anything about this gruesome scare squad, or whatever it was called, if you know any code words, or whatever, I can make an illusory script that will just look like a, hey, post office guy, here's a letter, but on it, invisible ink that he could see that would read like, meet us in the warehouse. Or we just set it on fire.
I think
We could also go inside and just like lock the door behind us and deal with him in there, like tell everybody else to leave.
I think I know enough information that we could lure him out with a letter.
Great. You'll have to tell me what to write, though. You have to stop being so mysterious. Because I'm the one casting the spell. So what should I write, Molly?
Well, you might have to help us with a good meeting place. But I would say... Let me look at my notes for a second. I would just say we have the artifact. If you want it back, meet us at X.
Holy shit. Nice. Yeah, whatever a private spot close enough to the post office where we could torture and murder this guy. If we need to.
Again, love this from Noble in Port Heart.
He's so bored. I cannot emphasize enough. Idle rich. He literally has done nothing his whole life. And these people are like, we want to murder a vampire and the post office guy. And he's like, yes.
Love this. Let's think of a place you could go. There is some warehouses, although you don't know their like necessary schedule, so it might be tricky to find one that's empty. There's like a few alleyways that you probably can put him out back. You'll have to make sure to muffle his cries of agony during torture, but there's that.
I would argue that also maybe a brothel could work, where the cries of agony might sound like something else.
That
what
could
is
work,
a brothel?
yeah.
I don't know any of those. I was gonna ask, I feel like a brothel could work. I was gonna ask if there's like a small hole-in-the-wall restaurant where I know the owner. Like if there's a, street food kind of place where I'm like, hey lady, you want to give us 10 minutes of privacy?
I like that. Yeah, I'll say there's some place you like, it's one of the reasons you leave the Noble District is to come out to this fucking random restaurant and give them patronage. They love you because you probably overpay like insanely. So they'll just be like, oh, 10 minutes? Yeah, sure. 100 okay. So yeah, you can have something like that, sure. I love it. So yeah, you can write that out, and
I'm gonna give both of you bardic inspiration just as we're going.
Wait, yours is 1d10?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I know.
Level 10 bards.
Level 10 slaps.
And eventually you make it over to this post office that you've been looking for, and you see people running in and out. It's a post office, it's busy, there's runners, and then people coming in to make their own package deliveries or letters they're trying to write. What do?
I think this is probably where I work my charm, and I'll ask for the letter, and if you give it to me, I'll stealth my way inside, sleight of hand it into his pocket, then message him check your pocket.
You don't know what he looks like though, so I guess first you're sneaking into the post office, right? So I'll start with making me a stealth check.
18.
All right. They are people, so it wasn't really that hard of a DC, but still. And then I'll say make me an investigation to hear anybody call, "Hey, Connell, can you go do this for me?" So that you know who to give it to.
Have a name tag that says Connell on it?
It's a fantasy post office, so really I don't think there's a name tag for them. But a 17 is definitely enough. And last check, make me that sleight of hand to slip it into his pocket.
33.
Fucking hell. Yeah. With a 33, you...
A criminal.
You pull out his wallet and flip through all that detail before you put everything back, and he has no fucking idea. Okay.
Yeah, can I steal a couple gold off of him too?
Yeah, sure.
No, 33 wasn't high enough.
Yeah, you get you didn't have a lot on him, only 2 gold. So, but still.
This is more of just a thing for him.
Real quick, Aurelia, do you mind disconnecting and reconnecting? Because it's getting that weird fan.
Little better?
All right, better. Yeah, I don't know why it works after you do that disconnecting. You get less muddled. All right, so yeah, easy peasy. You probably even have to fuck up for real so that he will check his pocket at some point.
Like I said, I'm gonna get to the edge of the building, and I'm gonna message back to him and just check your pocket.
Fair enough. As you do that, of course, there's a moment of pause while he's working that he finishes what he's doing. It seems like he's made himself something that they don't watch very often, but that he can get his hands on a lot of letters in the post office, like some sorter or something that sits down below, where if he doesn't want to work, he really doesn't have to. But if he wants to spy on letters that come in and out, he kind of can. He's got that sort of position going on. But he makes sure that he's alone before he checks the letter, and crumbles it up after and puts it back in his pocket. And there's this moment where he's sitting there how the fuck did this get in my pocket? Where he's a little freaked out by that. But eventually you would see that he's gonna get ready to go, so I'm sure you sneak back out to the rest of the group.
I'm just realizing that we didn't really tell him to come alone, and that we just said, "Hey, we're all just gonna be at this place."
Well, shit.
Yeah, I guess we'll go on the bridge.
Yes. I feel like being undercover usually means alone. But who knows? Maybe we all die now, just like everyone's families. Sorry, that was way too soon. I don't know you people.
You actually get a pretty good laugh out of Aurelio.
Well, I guess that's just more people to bring back later, Willow says.
So I've got Revivify, you got Revivify.
And
I
then,
have Revivify.
of course, we got the tree later.
That's all of us.
I don't have Revivify, but I hope you bring me back regardless.
Gotcha, buddy. Anytime, Elijah. We're Tabaxi brothers.
I am happy to say that you are not my brother, sir.
Tabroxy.
Tabroxy.
Tabroxy. I love that. And yeah, I guess you guys go to that restaurant. Altus, you clear the owner out, like pay her to you know, make sure no one comes in and have her take the afternoon off or whatever.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, it's always charming to see you. Weird you don't want me to stay and cook for you, but okay.
Someone else is going to come cook for me.
Oh, Lord Altus, you're so... If I were a younger woman... Well, you know, please make sure everything's cleaned up. And she steps away and lets you stay there. And with that, eventually, as you guys wait, I presume checking out the windows and things to make sure like they are coming, or anything else you want to do to like set up or do something special here before they arrive or he arrives.
Did Aurelio, did you like come straight back here, or are you almost like tailing him back to the place?
I'd come outside and let you guys know that he got the letter, and then I'd ask if you guys wanted me to tail him or if you guys wanted me to come back with you to set up. I'm game for either way.
I'd say maybe tail him so you can let us know if he makes any stops, alerts anyone else.
Alright, Willow, roll with me, and I'll have Willow come in and like turn into a mouse and go into my pocket like we do together, and
Sure.
disappear. Like, you guys don't even see me go. I just go.
Willow turns into a little white mouse and crawls into his pocket and pokes his little face out. And you disappear and make me another stealth check. Okay. With that... Eventually you do see the guy leaving. He heads to meet up with another person and kind of talks to them a little bit, and then both of them start heading to that restaurant. The other person
As soon as
definitely... I was just going to say,
as soon as I'm in range, I'm just messaging out to them and just letting them know that they've got somebody coming, one more person.
Yeah, so you guys get that message. And again, is there anything in particular you guys do to set up, or do you just kind of wait to ambush?
Well, I feel like you have maybe a knack for the dramatic, if you can think of a way to kind of spruce up the place and make it look a little more intimidating.
Ooh. Make it look more intimidating. Interesting. I don't know. Honestly, my illusions are a little more subtle than that kind of thing. However, if there are two of them, I mean, why not question both? But I can only force one of them to answer your questions at the time. But I could hypnotize both of them, and then we question them one at a time. If it works.
Yeah. I think that sounds like a good plan to me.
Excellent. Let's do that then. I'll message back to Aurelio, because I have message too, and I know that he exists now, so I don't have to use sending. And I'll message and say, hey, if you are going to come in, like, behind them, stay, like, 20 feet behind, because I'm going to try to hypnotize them once they come in the door.
You got it.
Okay, so I'm going to assume then as they're coming up, you're readying an action of hypnotic pattern is my guess.
Yes, indeed.
I'm sure you're telling Molly to step back too, so that she's not within that range.
Yes.
Molly, are you readying any actions in particular, or just going to wait and see how this goes?
Yeah, I'd say just in case it doesn't really work out and maybe one of them tries to run, I think she's going to get her pistol out just to have ready in case she needs to do like an ensnaring strike or something like that.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cool.
Could you remind me what the spell save is and tell me what your DC is?
Oh, yes. It is... My DC is 17, right? 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 4 is 17. Yeah. And then hypnotic pattern, wisdom. Hold on. Is it wisdom? It probably is wisdom. Wisdom against being charmed.
Okay. So as they approach, it seems like once they get to the door, Aurelio, you would see they're kind of just like doing this. They look at each other, nod, and then barge in. They don't kick it down or anything, but they both kind of barge in sort of at the ready. And then Altus, you throw out this pattern. The one that I would think would fail, which is the more like armored brute guy, he succeeded.
No! Wow, that's fine.
But Connell, the one that you want to question, kind of came in with his daggers out or rapier and stuff out and ready to go, and then he just kind of like, oh, like stared at it. But this guy pulls out a great sword, and with that, I think we will roll initiative.
Ah! Oh no! Ooh. Oh wait. I got an 18.
Oh, I love that Roll20 isn't adding any of these initiatives to the counter. Thank you, Roll20.
Yay!
I think it's because none of our tokens are actually out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Aurelio, Molly, you guys rolled really high. What did you get, Altus?
18.
Oh, except Willow. Willow rolled a 3. He's a mouse in your pocket. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
And now to roll these guys. You know what we're gonna do here? Pretty sure I had a tavern somewhere at one point in our game.
I can remember one in particular that I don't necessarily want to go back into just in case of the time loop.
Yep, I remember that one too. Well, here's a free one. We'll use that. And boop. Aurelio, you will be outside. Molly, you're inside. I don't have a token for
Altus, yeah.
Altus, obviously, so
No
we
worries.
You know what,
I'm just like
Altus?
next to Molly, probably.
I'm just gonna put Errol there as just that's you for now. Obviously, we're not, just to have him there. And then I need these guys. Oh yeah, Elijah and Willow. Willow's with you, and Elijah is probably like over here to divide a little bit of the party, so And where on here do you think you tossed your hypnotic pattern?
It's not a continuous effect. Like, it's not an area of effect that lasts. Okay. It's just like a flash, and then whoever is hypnotized for a minute or until they take damage. Gotcha.
This one's hypnotized, like, at the door here. This guy isn't. Yeah. He managed to succeed, so he is gonna need to roll initiative. And with that, battle! Elijah pulls out his short sword and a scimitar, and he runs over to this dude who succeeded, and he's going to try to slashy slash. That'll hit him. And then he will hit again. That'll hit him. I forgot he gets advantage. Oh well. So I'll do it on this one, because he gets to hit again with his bonus action. 26, that'll hit him. So Elijah, like, pulls out these blades and comes running in, and in just a slash of a flurries of slashes, just cuts him, like, just super quick, and, sort of twirls his blades menacingly and gets ready for whatever this guy's going to dish out at him. Next turn, Molly.
All right. Does the guy look like he's starting to get nervous at all, or is he just he's just focused on fighting?
He's focused on fighting at the moment.
All right. I think Molly just kind of wants to restrain him for now, and then they can worry about everything else later. So she's gonna go ahead and kind of trying to aim for one of his kneecaps, take a shot.
To clarify, the guy who you want to question, Connell, I think he's the guy who's hypnotized in the doorway.
That's true. That's true. So how much do I really care about this guy?
And also, unless you know that Connell knows a specific thing, if they're both in this gang and you just want to question a gang member,
I know, that's kind of...
could just murder this guy, and then it's easier that we're not dealing with two at once. And then...
I'm just gonna hit him in the kneecaps, and we'll see.
Hell yeah.
See how it goes.
A 16 does not hit. It glances off his armor as he shifts to the side.
Okay. And then my second attack is worse.
Yeah.
Remember, you have to pretend a bardic. You don't have to use it, but it's there.
I don't want to use it quite yet.
Alright. Then that is Molly's turn. That brings us to this guy who's just like fucking ambush, and he looks back at his friend and he's gonna use an action to smack him awake out of the charm, and the guy
he has to make an attack roll.
I thought he could shake him out of it.
I think if they do... Sorry, the only reason I say is because I would use cutting words to try to stop that from happening, but...
It says the spell...
You're right. If someone uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. Okay.
So he's gonna use an action to shake him out of his stupor.
Yeah.
Like, wake the fuck up. It's just flavored as a slap, because, you know, they're good friends. And the guy kind of, oh, damn it. And because that took his action, at least, he can't attack, but he's going to step over to the side so his friend can come into the building more easily. Which I guess I actually need to roll initiative for his friend, because I forgot to do that. Alright, that does bring it, okay, wow, roll 20. I love roll 20.
I'll take 44.
Alright, that brings us to Aurelio.
And if you did want to, like, drag his, like, on the turn order, if you wanted to drag his on top of mine, that might help for the next round, too.
There we go, yeah. And it made you 44 again.
It's fine.
Okay, Aurelio.
Well, I think Aurelio's gonna just kind of stay in his stealth attack mode and kind of come up behind this fine gentleman right over here, and he's gonna just...
Willow automatically moves with you.
Yeah, and he's going to try and stab him with his scimitar, and he also slash him with his claws. 14 on the scimitar.
That does not hit. He dodges.
And a 14.
Does not hit. So he somehow has the instinct of danger and sort of ducks out of the way.
Real quick, would I have flanking with Elijah there?
Oh. Actually, you do, technically. So you can roll those at advantage.
Alright. I'll just do one more and just say that I rolled a 14 on each one for the first one. $16?
16 misses still.
Damn. Alright, well, I don't do any hits on him this time, but Shadow comes up on his other side and tries to take a bite at him as well. 25.
25 will hit, yeah. Go Shadow.
For 13 damage. Oh, and he gets an extra d4 because he's within 10 feet of me for 17 damage then. And I think Shadow's going to use his disengage and go and hide around the corner. And I think I forgot about doing this on my turn, but I think I'm also going to disengage and go and just duck around the corner over there with Willow.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
I think that's it for now.
Aldous, what do you do?
What are these 3 tokens I'm seeing in the middle? There's the guy with the fiery eyes. That's a bad guy.
Yeah, this is Elijah.
Oh, he's here with us?
Yeah, this fiery-eyed guy
damn it, he's in the way! Get out of the way, Elijah!
But this guy is a bad guy, and then this guy's a bad guy.
Which one is the one that... Which one is Colin?
Which one is... Connell is this one in the doorway.
Okay. Well, Elijah went first. I don't want to blow up Elijah.
Well, he didn't
But
know.
he's the one supposed to stand in the middle of the two bad guys.
He didn't know.
So a few damage spots. I will. Do I just hypnotize them all again? Sorry, I have such limited options. I'm not very combat oriented. I will. No one's used their bardic yet. I'll use my bonus action to wink at Elijah and give him a D10 of bardic inspiration, just in case. And then with my action, I will cast. You know what? I'm gonna look at Elijah and say, "Good luck, Tiger," and then I'm going to cast a 4th level shatter right in the middle of all three of them. So we'll hit Elijah.
All right.
He can take it.
DC 17, I think Constitution.
Is Jake coming through distorted for anybody else?
Yeah, I thought it was just me. No, way worse.
Worse.
You could try
You might have to
disconnecting
come back
and
like I did.
come back. Yeah. All right. Try talking. Oh, now I can't hear you at all.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, that
Better?
sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. Sorry,
Love
my headphones
Discord.
had died. Okay, great. Perfect. Yeah, shattering right there in the middle, so they'll all make a DC 17 con save.
Okay.
Or they'll take 5d8 thunder. 5.
Oops, did not mean to roll that at advantage, but 18 is good for him.
23.
All right, the two bad guys failed, and Elijah succeeded the exact way
Hell
you'd want
yeah.
it.
Yes! Okay, the bad guys take 28 points of thunder damage, and Elijah will take half that. Sorry, Elijah.
You winked at him and then blew him up. He's getting so many mixed signals from you. I feel
Yeah.
like that's just normal, a normal day with Altus.
Yep. Just bard stuff. Perfect. And then I guess I'll move back further. I don't know, I'll move like over there.
You will risk getting an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I'm the owl, right.
Yeah.
I'll just stay where I am.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll move.
Okay. And he will take that attack of opportunity on you.
Great.
Because why the fuck wouldn't he? Does an 18 hit ya?
Yeah, my armor class is 14. Yeah.
And he did 17 slashing damage to you.
Okay, great. That gets rid of my temporary hit points.
And then we'll move you over there. Alright, anything else that you even can
That's
do?
all.
Alright.
Yeah.
Willow. Well, now I can't see anybody, Aurelio. I can't help him.
Oh, Canyon, we can't hear you.
We'll help him on the next time we go in. Why don't you hold a healing word?
Alright, I'll do that. And he will hold healing word. And with that, we bring us to Connell. Connell does not like the idea of... I'm gonna get rid of the drawings, I'm sorry. They're beautiful, but
they were just targets.
Yeah. Connell doesn't like the idea that somebody came up behind him, so he's gonna step inside a little more and focus on Elijah here. With his rapier, he did a few cuts and scrapes. Elijah managed to dodge one of them, but he took pretty heavy hits on a couple of the others. And let's see here. He is... Yeah, he's looking pretty bloodied now. And then with a bonus action, he's going to disengage and head on over to be next to Molly. With that, Elijah... Everybody always wants to fucking kill me. He turns on this guy. He's going to second wind.
Hell yeah. See, he's fine.
For 11 HP. It's something, it helps. And he's going to stabby stab at him. $14 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
He has a bardic.
And he will definitely use that. Thank you for the reminder.
It's so easy to forget.
Yeah. Aw, even I rolled a 3 on the bardic.
Damn it!
So even with the bardic, he doesn't hit him. But no, I think. One second, sorry. I won't use that, but he's gonna fucking action surge.
Yeah.
He doesn't like not hitting.
Get his ass.
Okay, a 21 will hit. For 5. Unfortunately, he can't sneak attack because no one's near him. But he gets a second attack then, and wait, does Nick? I think Nick is. No, Nick just lets him do this as a non-bonus action. So, yeah, he at least hit him once. Hiya! So that flurry of moves that you saw him do last time, some blood got in his eyes and he's a little less accurate about it, but he does manage to at least stab a little bit one time. And Molly, that brings us to you.
All right. Let me see. I think that even though it'll take an attack of opportunity, she's gonna back up a little bit, just to get out of range of him.
Alright, I don't think a 13 hits you, so I think you're good.
Yes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot at. I'm gonna do this guy instead now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use a luck point to give myself advantage this time.
All right.
Yeah. Crit on his ass.
I wish. All right. Da-da-da-da-da.
A 27 definitely hits him.
Alright, so 13 damage for the first hit. And then I think since the pistol does like Vex for the weapon mastery, that I get advantage on my next attack too.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Hell yeah.
So
Damn right.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna shoot him again.
Yes.
A 26 will hit.
Hell yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use. I only get a couple of these, but I'm gonna make it a dreadful strike too, so it'll do a little bit extra damage.
Ooh. Cool.
That took a good chunk.
Oh.
How do you think this dreadful strike looks when you do this?
I think that it like almost like when it lands, it almost like has like the explosion is almost like has like black ichor or like just a really like kind of eldritch thing going on.
I like it.
Thank you.
All right. So trying to dodge, again, he just surprised at your accuracy. He gets hit pretty heavy in different parts of his body, and then that one that lets out, he actually cries out in pain with that, and he's definitely bloodied now.
And for my bonus action,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I am going to cast Ensnaring Strike. So I guess it basically happens with the second attack, because it says like immediately after you hit them with a weapon. And he has to make a strength saving throw, DC 14.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And you know what? Because I'm feeling like it, can I use another luck point to give them disadvantage? Or is that only on attacks?
I think only on
Is it-
attacks.
Yeah,
Is
you're
it
right.
on
I'm
lucky?
reading
Yeah.
it now.
You can give yourself advantage or disadvantage on an attack against you. Yeah.
I tried.
It's a good ask.
Unfortunately, he succeeds in the saving throw and breaks out of your ensnaring strike. Is there anything else for you, Molly?
No, that's it.
And this commander, he's seeing that Elijah's still hurt. He's probably going to just try to focus on finishing him off. Secret rules here. I know this is riveting combat. With that, Elijah he brings up his greatsword, slashes down. Elijah tried to dodge but got cut pretty badly in the process and swung it back around a second time, and with that one Elijah fell over and
Wait. I would like to cutting words. The second, do I do it on the attack roll or on the damage? Is it even worth it?
Cutting words.
So you can do it on the roll to hit, but you can also do it on the actual damage. But it's a gamble.
Okay.
Is he? I don't know Elijah. He seems like he has good armor class.
Yeah, his
Am I
AC
right,
is
fellow party
decent.
members?
He's pretty quick and agile.
I'll reduce the hit on the second hit.
Okay.
I reduce it by 6. Whatever
By
it
6?
was to hit.
Makes it enough where he won't get hit by the second attack, and then the guy strikes him for a third time because he has three attacks, and that one is enough to bring him down. But the third strike at least now won't go to Molly, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, he knows I love him.
Yeah, there was a moment where Elijah was like, gave you a thumbs up, like, hey,
Yeah. Oh no.
Aurelio, that brings us to actually, since the guy's done, he's gonna move up to Molly again, and then Aurelio, that brings us to you.
I think Aurelio just goes bursting into the room. He's probably just running right inside, taking in the scene, going by unconscious Elijah. And I don't think you can, because you have to go around the building. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 will be about here. I've got 35.
Okay, then you're fine. Sorry, did not know. Okay, just continue.
I think I'm going to start with my teeth instead of my claws as I come in.
And as you come into, Willow lets loose his saved healing word on Elijah, bringing him back up. And
Perfect.
22 will hit.
Oh, real quick, I forgot about this. Oh, it looks like it added it in already. He takes an additional 8 lightning damage as I bite into him.
Yeah, it looks like it did add it in, so... Awesome.
Ooh, would you also consider this a sneak attack?
Yeah, Molly's next to him, so you could add that damage.
So 25 total damage on that
Hell yeah.
first strike. And as I'm biting into probably his jugular, I'm trying to stab him in the back as well.
Make me that roll.
25.
Ooh. 25 hits.
And another 14 damage.
Yep, he's definitely past a bit past the bloodied situation too.
And I also have that nick right there. Does that mean that I get one more attack with my scimitar?
When you make an extra attack of the light property, yeah, if you... Yeah, as far as I know, that's how I do it with Elijah to give him 3 hits. So
cool. I'm picking it up from Elijah. I'm normally spell casting, but now that I've got this new form, I'm a little bit more in combat.
Yeah.
18.
18 just hits. That's his AC.
Yeah.
For another 8 damage.
All right. Anything else for you?
Shadow comes running in with me. And he's going to take his bite attack at this gentleman for a 24.
24 hits.
And 14 plus 2, 16 more damage.
Oof.
And because he used his full movement to get here, he's going to attack again for a 21.
21 hits.
What? Whoa.
For another 9 damage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Shadow's a little bit of a beefy panther. Alright, so you come tearing in, claws, teeth, sword, just chomping in on this guy, and as you're holding him in place, Shadow takes that opportunity to come starting to tear at his side and leg area, and he's looking pretty rough now, like he's getting down there from all of that. Anything else for your turn?
No, I pretty much used up my full action economy.
Aldous, you saw this man come in and just fucking ravage this warrior.
Yeah, damn. I am going to look at this guy, and I'm gonna like whisper, but it almost like it comes out as like a whistle, like it just sounds like wind, but only he can hear it, and I'm gonna cast a 4th level dissonant whispers on the guy that has just been torn to shreds. So he'll make a 17 wisdom save. And he will take 3. Oh, wow. So I'll take 6.
He did succeed. I think he still takes half, though.
11 plus 9 is 26. 26 half to 13. Oh, and then he doesn't... Oh, shit, he succeeded. Well, I'm a bard. I tried to do it, and that's what I did. And then, let's see, how far am I?
He has a surprisingly good wisdom save. I didn't expect from...
That's the common one. Let's see. Oh, it's been so long since I used Roll20. Measuring stick! Come to me! I guess I'll just stay where I am, and then no one's used their Bardic Inspiration. I have 1 left, but
Elijah did.
I will keep it.
So I guess you could give it to him, but up to
you. He's not even here. So he doesn't get one. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright. With that, Aurelia, you feel Willow kind of climbing down your pant leg and up over to Elijah, and as he climbs onto Elijah and into Elijah's pocket, he's going to, with the pitter-patter of his little mouse paws, be casting a Cure Wounds on him.
Whoa! Damn.
Willow's a strong kid, but there's reasons. They have put him through more combat than a child should be going through.
Really, any amount of combat.
Yeah. With that, Elijah seems to breathe a little easier and pats his side pocket like, "Thank you, my little friend." And Willow's just like, "Of course. Don't die. You're cool." And then Connell sees all of this happening and 20-foot radius. He is going to...
Oh, I was gonna teleport away and then I didn't. Oh no.
Wow, 20-foot radius.
Dude, this is my friend's restaurant. Please.
Alright, right about
After
there.
I cast Shatter, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for some broken furniture. So everyone, even his friend, is gonna need to make me a Constitution 16 saving throw.
Oh, I should have taken Counterspell.
It isn't a spell. He throws out a smoke bomb.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Well, I guess you succeed, Jesus.
So did Shadow.
Yeah.
It's always Elijah.
I know, right? The poor guy.
I'm not gonna be able to see.
Shadow, really, you got an 8. Okay, so for those who did not succeed, which the DC was 16, you will take 28 poison damage, and you are blinded. You take half damage when you did succeed. So those who did succeed will take 14.
14 poison.
And if you succeeded, you are not blinded.
Glad we had those temporary hit points.
Yeah.
And with that, after he throws it, Shadow succeed. He's gonna have to take an attack of opportunity from Shadow, but he's bailing the fuck out. Actually, he'll disengage with a bonus action. 5,
Yes!
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And since he disengaged, he cannot dash, so that's as far as he gets. And Elijah, I forgot to take that 28 damage. There we go. He's still up because of Willow's healing.
Hell yeah.
But he coughs and splurts like, oh, fuck. Why do I get into these situations? And gets up, kicks up, and heads over to where he kind of remembers where this guy was. Willow goes with him because he's in his pocket. And tries to attack him. He'll have disadvantage because he's blind. Oh, wait. I forgot. What did this guy roll? He might be down. This guy rolled. He failed. He's down. Okay,
yes.
So Elijah comes over and tries to fight this guy and is just like annihilating his body because Elijah's blind. He doesn't know he's dead. And then realizes he just hit a bunch of, attacks on a dead guy, and he's like, fuck. And backs up trying to like wipe his eyes. Molly, it's your turn. Connell is trying to escape.
I guess she's just gonna look around and say, anyone see any problem with me running after him?
I can't fucking see anything.
Go get them.
She's just going to... Let me see how far I can get. I have 40 feet of movement, so I think I can easily
Hell yeah.
catch up to him.
Oh, yeah.
But what do I do when I'm there?
I've got you.
I guess? She's just gonna try to grapple this bitch.
Yeah, yes.
Alright. 2024 grappling, I think you can make it just as an unarmed strike.
I hate that they changed the grappling rules.
2024
So confusing.
grapple. Not grappler, grappling. Just gonna look it up real quick. I gotta complain a little bit about today's day and age where all I want to know is what the fuck do you roll, and I have to get an article that explains all about the history of grappling in D&D first.
So annoying.
Like,
Gotta get that clickbait.
just give me the roll.
It's like, my mother immigrated from Poland in 1920, and that was the beginning of my journey with grappling.
Alright, you can attempt to grapple by making an unarmed strike against a creature and choosing the grapple option.
Can they
then
make
they
a
get
save?
Deceiving A plus.
It's so stupid. It used to just be opposed athletics,
Yeah.
and then they changed it, and now it's more confusing.
The target can make a strength or dex save with a DC of 8 plus your strength modifier and proficiency bonus.
Okay.
It's worth trying. And you can do that once
Okay.
on every attack, so you could use your
But-
other attack too.
I will argue, if you guys think it'd be more smooth and simple, that it could be opposing athletics. To escape the grapple, though, I would allow them to do acrobatics, because I just feel like you can wriggle your way out acrobatic. I'm not strong, and I can get out of grab releases, you know? Like...
I'm not going to be good at grappling either way, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll use the rules as written for this then. So make me that
Alright.
unarmed strike, and... the DC. So that, I think, if you hit him, means that you actually get to have him grappled, and then he gets to break free by doing the save.
Can I go ahead and burn another luck point to give myself advantage?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it is considered an unarmed strike, so...
That's what I'm thinking. Oh, hell yeah.
Alright, 23,
I'm glad that's what
yeah.
I crit on.
Yes.
Yeah, the critical success, you grab around his throat or whatever you pick, and manage to keep him there. Now that you are grappling him, you still have another attack, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
His movement becomes 0. His disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you. You can drag... The grappler can drag or carry you, but every foot of movement is costs an extra foot. So... Yeah, I mean, I'd allow you to, like, I don't know, as you're holding him, pull your pistol out and you know, if you wanted to do that, but...
Alright, I'll take it.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm just gonna... I'll try to, like, shoot him in the foot or something to, like, keep him from running again.
Sure. Make me that attack roll. Ironically, with an 18, he still manages to he's just giving you so much trouble that, you know, you're it's like lose the grapple or shoot him. Oh, or
That's true. You know what? I shall use it.
Yeah.
all right. In that case, it doesn't matter what you roll. Yeah, you got him.
Yes.
Roll me that damage.
Shoot him in the head. Just actively.
I think I'll use my second dreadful strike too to do a little bit more damage.
Nice,
26
nice.
damage.
Ooh.
He's
in the foot.
definitely he's definitely hurting more, that's for sure. All right, anything else for you?
No, I think that's my turn.
Aurelio, apparently now you have 66 initiative, but there you go.
Can't currently see anything, but he's gonna just try something here, and he's gonna like reach up towards his face and try and cast Dispel Magic on the magic that's caused his blindness.
So unfortunately it was a smoke bomb, not magic. So
He's giving whatever it is a shot. Like he's just trying here.
it's just like this poison clouds like stinging your eyes and stuff, but you can tell it's clearing up. It will clear after the guy Connell's next turn, but it's just for one round. You're unfortunately blinded, and it isn't a magical effect to dispel, unfortunately.
Well, I tried. So I'm just going to reach down to where I heard this guy die on the floor, and I'm just going to try and grab his heart out of his chest and start munching on it for a little bit of revised vitality.
Of course, yep.
Oh. Right.
Yeah. Altus, did you manage to succeed or fail?
I succeeded.
Okay, so in your horror, as it comes to your turn, you see him, like, clawing into this guy's chest and yanking out his heart.
Oh, I'm not quite done with my turn yet.
Oh, sorry, what? Back to him.
So I reach down, pull up this heart, and like start munching on it, and then I'm just trying to follow my nose because I do have a fucking great beast nose.
Yeah,
and start making my way outside. And so I like try and just get up and like position myself behind Molly over here, and I have Shadow run out and try and take an attack on this.
That's right,
fucker.
Shadow did succeed, so Shadow's not blind. Make me those attack rolls for Shadow.
Would those be at advantage because he's grappled, or is he...
Well, he's also flanking, so yeah, it would be. "17 actually fails. Somehow he manages to keep, like, he's putting his foot out on Shadow's chest to keep him back. But the 24 or 28 definitely hits.
For 7 more damage. And I'd say that's probably within 10 feet of me, right?
It's 15 technically.
I'm just kidding.
Alright, anything else then?
No, I think that's where I end my turn, just right behind Molly eating this fucking heart.
Then, like I said, I'll just see the horror that you see of him ripping out the heart of this guy and taking it with him while he's eating it.
I think Altus has very mixed. He's not like there's a Altus is grappling with himself because he looks at that and is not like, what a horrifying scene. He's sort of like, huh, interesting.
Yeah, he's like, these people are fucking awesome. I'm never gonna be bored.
Yes. That 13-foot tall leopard man just ate a human heart. Okay. I'm going to, although I am enjoying it, I've also blown up this place. There's been smoke. There's now blood everywhere. So I'm going to use my bonus action. 4 times per day I can use my Cloud Jaunt, which is essentially just a free Misty Step, except it's not a spell. So I'm just going to teleport 30 feet right outside the door so I don't have to step on any of the broken ground or the bloody leopard footprints.
I love that.
Smoke.
There you go.
And then I want to be right next to Molly.
Okay.
Molly, would you like me to restrain him or attempt to make him talk? I can restrain him without fail.
I almost think making him talk is what's going to be more difficult. So, perhaps
Make
that.
the effort. Excellent. I'm going to look him.
Give him 5 minutes with me. I've got some revenge to take.
I was like, I have expertise in intimidation, so I could just scare this fucker into shitting himself, and then we blackmail him. But instead, I will be nice. I'll look this guy in the eye, and I'm going to say, hello, friend. I suggest that you answer every single one of our questions to the complete best of your ability with all information you know and no false information without any attempts to escape, harm us, or summon help to your side. And cast Suggestion.
What save does he make?
Wisdom save, DC 17.
Aw. Yeah, he succeeds, unfortunately. He looks at you and then kind of spits in your direction.
Oh no, spit. Oh, I hate spit. Great, I will... That was just teleportation, so I'll use the rest of my movement. I'll be off the map, but I just want to be on the other side, so that like if he breaks the grapple, I'm standing there. Yeah.
I'll put you in the corner just because I don't.
Yeah, perfect.
Then we'll just know that means you're on the other side. Okay, that'll bring us to Willow. He is going to heal the fuck out of Elijah again. For 21. And once again, thank you, my little friend. And, yeah, that's it. He just stays in his pocket because he does not want to... He's learned his lesson about jumping out in the fray of combat.
Thank you.
It was really dicey. Not that Altus or Molly know, but it got really dicey for Willow one time.
Yep.
All right, now to Connell. He is going to try to break free from your grapple. He is going to use a dex save, because that is definitely more his expertise. And
it's a save! God damn it. Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to cut in words, but I forgot.
So Molly, it's 8 plus your strength mod plus your proficiency bonus. What is that?
Well, my strength mod is -1. Proficiency bonus is 4, so +3. Let's throw that in.
He escapes.
Damn.
He breaks out and he
But he has to use his action to do that, right? So
yeah, he disengages and he because he disengaged, so he doesn't take attacks of opportunity. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can kind of adjust this map a little bit. Map height. There we go. So you were down here or something, you said? Or you wanted to be... Did you want to be like right there?
Yeah.
Alright, with a disengage, he's still gonna manage to escape out this direction, but he can only go right at the edge of the map, 25 feet of movement. That'll bring us to Elijah. Oh, now everyone who was blind can see. You have your sight back. Elijah is going to... Just to run over here. That's 15, 20, 25, 30. He can get there, and then he's going to cunning action dash. Willow kinda goes for the ride in his pocket. And flashy slash with a fucking 12. Jesus. Sometimes he rolls so good and sometimes he rolls like ass. Alright, 22. That was good. He is obviously now, because the guy looks pretty fucked up, using non-lethal damage in the hopes of bringing him down. So he's using like the flat of his blades. And then he can now attack at advantage because of Vex. I mean, he'll take that nat 20.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, this guy's so close. He's so close. He's looking really rough as he's basically using the flat of his blade, then brings the other one down to like try to jab him in the side of the throat. He looks like dazed, like it almost got him, but he managed to not pass out and get out of it. But you can tell he's like blurry-eyed. He's looking fucked up.
He's almost there. You just gotta work it a little harder.
Hey, Jay.
Hey. How you guys doing? I'm just eavesdropping.
Yeah, doing pretty good. This is my friend who will be joining us when he can get his work schedule a little bit better, and he's the one that's...
Hello.
Hello, pleasure to meet you.
Greetings, you as well.
Yeah, hopefully, if all goes well, should be soon.
Go.
Yeah.
By, like, next week. That's what I'm
Awesome.
hoping.
That would be amazing if it was next week. And he knows all about the Blackthorn family, so this will be fun.
Oh,
I
good.
sure do. But yeah, I'll mute, and I'm just eavesdropping.
All right, no worries.
Just thought I'd come in and say hi.
All right, Molly. Hopefully you don't shoot him, because I don't think I can allow that being non-lethal.
Well, she ain't got too many other things she can do.
Shoot him. We can heal him. Knock him out. Then we tie him up and heal him.
Let me see. Da-da-da. I can just get there. Yeah, I guess if I can, just like with the butt of my pistol, just try to do like a non-lethal smack to the head.
Little pistol whip. I think I'll treat that still as an unarmed strike, because I don't think there's a made roll for smacking them with a pistol.
There should be.
I agree, actually. I agree.
I custom made one for Gus in our other game, so you could potentially workshop one with Sarah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Pistol whip.
I'm always open to that. Unfortunately, a 9's not going to do it.
No!
I do have 2 attacks, though, so...
The 20 definitely did, so...
Yeah.
Roll me that damage, although... I mean, he's so low, actually. 0. No, this is enough. He was dazed. He's trying to still, like, escape from you guys, but then you come running up and with the butt end of your pistol just smack him over the head, and he collapses to the ground. And that brings us out of initiative order and into out of combat.
I think Aurelio's going to make his way over to where this guy has been knocked out on the ground, and the first thing that he's going to do is he's going to cut his eyes out, because he did not like being blinded, and yeah.
I think, though, as you're coming out to do this, Elijah kind of stops you, and he's like, we got to get him in the fucking side if we don't want to have people on our case. As you are out in a busy city.
I reach down to, like, pick him up, and I pick him up by his head, and as I'm, like, dragging him inside, I just kind of pop him with my cat claws, and then drag him inside.
Alright, you guys all get inside again. There's so much cleanup you're gonna have to do for your friend's restaurant here.
No. I have to leave the city.
And I think with that, we are going to wrap up and end here so that, you guys can think about interrogating this guy next week and how that's going to go.
Yeah. I love it.
I will say I'm excited to have you join, and I apologize in advance because my character hates nobles.
That's fair. I think my character would agree with you hating nobles.
You guys actually bond over this?
He'd probably get along with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't like ew, filthy poor people. This is like someone who is looking for any reason to become a class traitor. This guy is like, please help me overthrow. I hate all this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then okay. Trevor will like you.